Boom. Although I think you are floating on my end, by the way.
Oh,
Are you? It looks almost
my
like you
fault?
might be. Hmm. Let me see if it's because. Oh, I think I know why. Hold on. Yep. No, I just lifted up. It was my problem. Don't worry about it. Let me quickly get some background music. But yes, hello everyone, and welcome to the interview. This is NonBiteyZombie. I don't know if you also go by Raven.
I do.
So this is Raven, or also known as NonBiteyZombie. He's a pretty cool guy. I met him in a Fall Guys collab, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself while I get some music?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Raven. I'm your friendly neighborhood non-biting zombie rebellion leader, fighting to give zombies better treatments. I stream almost every day, Monday, Tuesday, I think Friday, Saturdays now. I'm currently in a small hiatus, but I'll be back to streaming in March. I host streams with a variety of games such as horror, FPS, puzzle games. I'm a big fan of puzzle games.
Oh, puzzle
Uh,
games are fun.
right, for me, the harder the puzzle, the better.
Oh yeah.
Um, I've been
Uh,
streaming now for 2 years as a VTuber, and I
hey,
currently
nice.
have 4 outfits for this model in the
Oh
works.
really? Four
hmm
outfits.
4 outfits, two of
Wow.
which are going to be a community thing.
I see, I see. Are you planning to do anything with your outfits like some VTubers have channel point redeems? Like,
I thought about it. So I have a gender bent model because in lore wise, I'm a special zombie. I'm special infected. It's kind of like Left 4 Dead. With the ability to just swap my gender randomly, right? And for the other gender, I had an idea of having a shark infected zombie, and I wanted to have like a tail toggle. Like you could redeem it with a point
a
thing.
shark zombie. Ooh,
I
that's
remember
an interesting
growing.
idea.
It was because like I remember growing up as a kid watching this YouTube video where a shark was fighting a zombie, and I'm like, what if they were just like
Really?
became friends?
Interesting. Chat. The reason I'm typing is because I don't like to. I don't. I'm trying to do this thing where I don't interrupt my guests while I'm welcoming people to the stream. So I like to type to my chat while I'm interviewing. I try to keep it like sometimes like if you guys say something in chat and I'm like, oh, well, let me bring it up with Raven or my guest or whatever, and just be like, hey, let's talk about this. Then yeah, I'll talk about it. But most of the time I'm gonna be chatting and typing as I do this because I do have 3 monitors, so I can do that.
Welcome to 3 Monitor Club. It's
It
fun. Love
it's
it.
so nice. Although sometimes I'm like, a fourth monitor would be nice.
Right? Or like sometimes you're like, man, I have 3 monitors, but I only need two of them right now.
Yeah, sometimes it's like, man, I have 3 of them. I'm trying to watch a movie. I wish I just had a big ultra wide or something.
Yeah.
Just I don't
I'll put
know.
like when I'm working, I'll put like anime on one side and then like what I'm working on the main one.
Oh, I do that all the time. Like, I'll play Minecraft while watching a YouTube video, or I'll edit a video while listening to a podcast.
It's so much like it's just too much sometimes.
Yeah. And yeah, it is cool we're interviewing a zombie. And like I said, I actually met him, I want to say it's almost been a year, if not a year, since we
Yeah,
met.
I'd say about a year.
Well, we played Fall Guys with Hazelry and her big 60 VTuber collab. I mean, it wasn't
Oh yeah, that
actually
was
60
crazy.
VTubers. The second round wasn't 60 because I was in the second group. The second time she hosted it, but we still had like 40 VTubers or something. It was a
Mhm.
lot still.
I
Um,
think the first time she hosted it, I think we had like almost 60, not a full 60. It was
yeah.
still fun.
If I remember correctly, I think that at first I was hanging around Panda Store's group, but I think you were in the second group I joined because I was like, all right, I think I want to help take down Panda Store or whatever. Is it group two that was, or was it group three? Which group was it that we were like, we
I
have to
think
team up?
I think it was group 3,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
was like group 1 versus group like I think 5 or whatever. It was like a big fight.
I know. And then all the groups got together and started going against, I think it was group three.
It was just funny.
It was great. It was fun. I wonder what the world record is for most monitors. Probably ask security guards.
There's a hotel. I know this one. I don't know how many monitors they have, but it's a hotel. It's like one of those water hotels, like the boat hotels. They
Mm-hmm.
have like their entire uh the entire like roof area of one of their sections is just nothing but monitors.
Jesus. Yeah, I wonder what the world record for most monitors is. Huh. I just know it's nice. I know some people have like monitors on their PC case now. It's like they literally like their window to their PC is just a monitor as well.
I've seen that, and I kind of want to do that for my monitor or my PC.
I kind of want it too, but at the same time, I feel like I don't know. It's neat, but also if because it'd be see through, it's like the things I want to look at. Sometimes it'd be like, okay, I can't see everything because it's see through.
Right, like what if you're playing a game? It's just gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, especially a horror game where you can't see anything. But you were saying that's a genre. What are your favorite genres that you like then? You said horror was one of them?
I'm a big horror fan. I say horror, obviously action adventure,
And
puzzle.
puzzles.
I'm not a big fan of them, but I do like certain ones. Visual novel games are okay with me as well. I
Yeah,
think
they're
ones that
good.
are
They're just long.
yeah, they're like for me it's ones that are like really funny. If they're really funny, I love them. Like what is that? Hospital Boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one's
I've heard good
hilarious to
things
me.
about that one. I think
Uh,
Princess Evangel is also pretty funny. Because I was watching Lost Pause play it back when he used to edit down his playthroughs of visual novels. Um, but that game is very long. It's like between like some of the game no visual novels out there are so long, like Katawa Shoujo and Princess
Doki Doki
Evangel.
Literature Club.
I refuse to play that just because I don't want to get depressed.
It's oh god, I mean it's impressive, but it's also like super long. I did a stream of it because it was a prize redeem that they got my stream got for a donation thing, and it took us 7 hours just to beat the first run of it.
God,
It was so
yikes.
long.
Oh, jeez. What's the longest you've streamed?
The longest are we referring
In
to
one
not
stream.
one stream nonstop? We counting sleeping or no sleeping?
Uh, you know what? We'll do both. What longest you've gone without sleeping, and longest you've done even including sleeping on stream.
So the longest I've done sleeping without sleeping is about 19 hours.
Gotcha.
Um, Before I was a VTuber, I did a stream without sleep for 72 hours as a part of a charity event. I got uh, I got some trouble sent my way because of that from some friends. They were really
Gotcha.
angry at me.
Last time I tried doing a 24-hour, I gave up 4 hours before that I hit the 24-hour limit just because somebody new in chat came in and they were being very friendly and chatty right off the bat, but literally I didn't see their messages and they came in and were like, "Hey, how's it going?" And then they're like, "Are you okay?" Because I sounded super exhausted and like I was maybe on drugs, but I was just sleep deprived. And then they're like, okay, I'm leaving because I don't like the vibe of this. I'm like, and
Mm.
after I saw that, because I got up and I saw that, and I'm just like, I'm ending stream. I'm depressed now because I just scared off a viewer.
I honestly, yeah, no, I feel that. Like for me, it's like I like to stream for myself sometimes, but like when I see a viewer just leave because they're not feeling the vibe, it's like that's that
it
hurts.
it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. When the vibe ain't there, it's like when you know you're not being entertaining enough to keep people around.
Hmm.
Man. And then let's see. I mean, in terms of longest I've gone, well, I not longest. I don't know why I'm saying that. I've been thinking about possibly doing like a subathon in the future, but after my most recent failed 24-hour, I would have to allow sleeping on stream.
Some of those are hard. I've seen some people take it too far and get themselves hurt or sleep deprived, and it's like you got to be careful with them.
Uh-huh. You really do. You really got to be careful.
I saw on Twitter somebody had done a 42-day subathon. I'm like, why?
I mean, didn't Ludwig do like 2 months or something crazy like that?
Yeah, like, why? I don't get it.
I
I
I've ne
don't like.
I don't get it. I do not get it.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess subs make streamers money, but like at some point you got to ask yourself, is it worth it anymore?
I mean, what's even crazier to me, um there is a YouTuber called Astral Spiff who did a marathon stream where he played and beat every Five Nights at Freddy's game in one stream. and that means beating all of FNAF VR, and which basically means you're playing all the first 4 FNAF games twice because you're playing it in VR and outside of VR. And then
You just
ugh.
you reminded me of this guy who did a god run of all the Souls games.
Oh really?
It took him 126 or 127 days to do it.
Like what do you mean by
Um,
a god run?
so a god run is where you play every game in a particular series, and if you take a hit of any damage, you start over.
Why would you
It
do that
took,
for all the games?
I have no idea, but it took him 127 or 126 days to complete it, and he actually ended up crying on stream when he completed it because it was like it was just so stressful for
But
him.
I would cry too if I had. That's why it's like if I ever was a speedrunner, I'd be bawling my eyes out every time I'd get a world record. Like it's there's some challenges that are just so hard that once you beat them, you break down.
I gotta give it to the speedrunning community. Some of them are like really hard. Like, just there's God, it's a Doom one of the Doom games. There's a level in the game that is really hard to speedrun, and there's just this video you can find where like the community for that speedrun got it down to like I think like 8 seconds or whatever. But like the process of doing it was just like years of them finding new ways to break the game to get a better time.
Jesus. I know. There's this guy that's trying to beat Fallout 4, but he's only using landmines.
God, I feel like that would take forever.
It looks like it is. He finally got to a point where he was able to manufacture, like automatically produce landmines using bottle cap landmines or whatever. But it took him ages to get there, like streams and streams and streams. In terms of challenges I'm thinking about doing, I want to hear what kind of challenges you're thinking about doing, if you have any. I'm tempted to do one of those 100 Days in Hardcore Minecraft series, but probably a modded Minecraft, so I don't get bored in vanilla.
I've seen a few game challenges I wanted to try, like Super Mario, right? There's
Yeah.
the no jump challenge where you can't jump at all, which makes the games really hard to beat.
Can you
I
even
think
beat some of those games without jumping?
I know you can beat Odyssey without jumping. It's just really hard. You have to use one of the hack glitches.
Oh,
Um,
interesting.
there was a Minecraft challenge I thought of trying back in the day. I don't remember the name of the challenge, but like you would put a log down, right? That log was your starting point, and if you wanted to go any further, you had to put more logs down. You couldn't walk off the log. So if you wanted to go like in a cave, you had to take logs with you. It was one of the hardest challenges I've seen.
Oh,
I thought
weird.
about attempting it, but like now with like how much you actually have to do, requiring you going off land and whatnot, I don't think it would be possible.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't. There are some challenges that people are doing, and I'm just like, I don't understand how they can do it. I don't because it's like they seem like they would take so much time and mental like efforts to finish them, and I'm just like, I can't do that. I know I'd give up at some point.
Oh yeah, no, I've been there.
I'm actually curious. Stepping back a bit. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you tell me and the people listening, where did you come up with your name and maybe your lore as well?
So my name is kind of a funny thing. I started streaming with my old username. I didn't have like non-bitey yet. It was totally something different. And somebody came in and thought they'd be funny and started poking fun at the zombie. And they're like, "You're gonna bite me for poking fun at you or something." And I'm like, "I'm not a biting zombie." "Oh, you're a loser, non-bitey zombie." I'm like, you know what? It's my name now.
That's great. That's a great origin. That's a great origin story. Just like,
Thanks.
I'm gonna take that name.
You want to be negative? I'm gonna take it, make it a positive.
Yep, yep. Man, just like earlier, I noticed on Twitter, I was put on a list of VTubers. Somebody was like, "These are cringy," or "Don't listen to these VTubers." And I saw that one of the VTubers I respect is on that list. I'm like, "Hey, they think I'm as important to put on a list as this VTuber. Hey, I'll take it."
What's that saying? If like someone doesn't hate you, you're not doing something right.
Yeah, yeah. If somebody doesn't hate you, you're not doing something right. Yeah. There's of course gonna be people who maybe deserve a little more of the negative feelings because they're just putting out so much negativity in the world. But even if you're trying to be positive, someone out there is not gonna like you. You can't please everyone,
Right, right.
which
Well, I look at it.
sucks.
You gotta have fun with what you're doing.
Oh yeah, big time. And so, did you come up with any lore for your character then?
So my lore has been rewritten like a bunch. So like my first lore, I was a. So I think like I guess it's best to start off on like where what has stayed the same. Um, my lore staying the same is that in the world that I'm from, there are two types of zombies. There are smart zombies and not smart zombies. Smart zombies have to follow one of three laws. You have to get a job and be beneficial to society. You have to be put into a sort of uh,
Rehab, maybe.
not most kind of like a zombie village where they monitor you.
This sounds like a
Or
show that I got recommended on YouTube, or like that somebody was covering.
maybe I don't know. It's a completely random idea I came up with.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Or obviously you get terminated because you're a zombie. Um,
Ah,
and not smart zombies are obviously terminated because they don't have any intelligence and they're just out there to consume.
smooth brain zombies.
Yeah, smooth brain zombies aren't allowed. They gotta go.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
lore wise though, I didn't want to. I didn't want any of the jobs they offered because they're boring office jobs. And obviously, I don't want to be put into a village to be monitored, and being unalive is not an option for this zombie. So I fled, and I ended up originally in one of the Hawaiian islands where I worked for a group of people at a restaurant as a waiter and a somewhat chef. I
Gotcha.
then um, the law eventually caught up to me, and they tried to do their law thing, but I fled again. And this is kind of where the lore original lore has changed a little bit. Um, in
Alrighty.
the original lore, I fled and got away. In the new lore, I fled. They caught me. Um, I was able to experience firsthand the treatment that zombies um, were given. I broke out of where I was, and then began a zombie rebellion to stop this and get better treatment for zombies. Just because we're not alive doesn't mean we don't have feelings.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Yeah. Man, although I feel like I'm gonna keep roasting for this because my bud Quizzy believes that it's that like he want if cat girls become a thing, he thinks that we would have them as pets basically, and I'm just like, he basically thinks that if we have cat genetically modified cat girls, it'd be Necopara. But me and my friend Chronic were telling him, no, they'd be a new race of intelligent species. And so I'm just imagining what his reaction would be if they were intelligent zombies. Maybe he tried to enslave the zombies too.
I feel
Oh
like
god.
oh god, I feel like if we had a cat girl species, it would be one of I think it'd be kind of like a split of both. Like some would want to be pets because of like the cat nature, but some would want to be like treated as people because of the people nature, you know?
Yeah, true, very true. But it's like, what the thing that he started his argument off by saying that we would have to genetically engineer them to be submissive. And I'm just telling him like, what are you talking about?
You do. I don't know if you can genetically engineer something to be submissive. I think that's a personality trait.
I think it is, yeah. I don't know. It was a very funny argument. It's in the next podcast episode I'm releasing. We're supposed to release it today. I think we're just waiting on the thumbnail.
Hmm.
We're trying to get the podcast all put together. We didn't record an episode yesterday just because I kind of needed a break after all the drama that was going on yesterday.
I get you. I get you.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the important question with the cat girls thing, if there's cat girls, wouldn't there be dog girls as well?
There'd probably
And
be
if
all
they met
kinds of
each other,
girls.
would they like have like fights like cats and dogs, or would they just like not like normal people and just disagree and then walk away?
They probably would. They probably would. I feel like maybe they'd fight because it's in their nature. Or maybe, I mean, it's not necessarily in their nature because some dogs do like cats, and
Hmm.
it's just how they're raised. That's the big thing. Is if they're not raised around cats, they might think cats are like squirrels.
Yeah, you gotta train them and whatnot. I just want to
Exactly.
see a cat girl and a dog go just like walk up to each other and just like cat, dog, and then walk away.
Cat, dog, and just go on their way. Oh man. It
That'd be
reminds
pretty
me,
cute.
you know, it almost makes me think of that, you know, that meme where the freaking it's what's it called? Like a not a grocery store, a gas station or whatever, you know, convenience store, and the guy freaking falls through the floor and just goes hi. He goes hi Ron, and then the store clerk goes hi Billy because he fell through the floor, the roof. I mean,
That is such an old clip, but yeah, I remember that.
and just imagine that with the dog and cat girl. And without the falling, but it's maybe it would be the fun. The cat would fall through the roof, and then the dog girl would be like, "Hey, Ron. Hey, Billy."
Would they
Uh,
land on their feet though? Because they're not a full cat; they're mostly
uh,
person.
Good question. I don't know. That's a good question. Oh my God. I remember earlier you mentioned you like puzzle games. What kind of puzzle games are like your go-to?
For me, I kind of prefer psychological puzzle games, like what's that one? I think it's called Subliminal. That one
Subliminal.
was a pretty good one.
Oh, I've heard I have that. I was debating about streaming that. I've actually avoided watching many streams on it just because of the fact it looks like it'd be a fun little game to kind of pick at my brain with.
It, it's a pretty good game. It gets you thinking. Like you're playing and your brain will just randomly start thinking of just stupid stuff.
Oh, jeez, gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
I know this is a weird one because I don't think people consider it a puzzle game, but the Resident Evil series, I kind of like the puzzles in those games.
Really?
More towards the earlier games. The newer games, such as like 5, 6, 7, don't really have many puzzles that are like very thought-provoking puzzles.
Gotcha. I'm assuming you're a big fan of the Portal series then.
I'm a pretty good fan of the Portal series.
I think
It's
Portal
pretty
has
decent.
some good puzzles, especially honestly. No, this is not pre-recorded, Joshua. I'm just typing, you know, to not interrupt the interview. um, but no. Portal series. Have you tried the two really good Portal 2 mods? What is it called? Portal Stories Mel and Portal Reloaded.
No, I have not.
They're Portal 2 mods that have their own story, and they're both really good. Portal Stories Mel is like it's like a prequel to Portal 2, but a sequel to Portal 1. It's that's what it's set in the time, I think at least it is. It's super fun and entertaining. I highly recommend it. It's so good. It's probably one of my favorite pieces of like fan made content I've ever played for any sort of game. And Portal Reloaded, basically, you now have a third portal you can shoot, which lets you travel between the past and future. And oh god, it's super hard to do the puzzles in that game. It hurts my brain. But I highly recommend it. Good puzzle games.
I love mods that add stuff to games because like, and I'm guilty of this. So I love modding games because it's fun.
Hmm.
Uh, but usually I'll beat the game first before I mod it. But a game I'm very much guilty of never having completed ever is Skyrim.
Same, same.
I've I've modded the shit out of it, beaten the mods like crazy, but I've never actually completed the actual base game.
I remember the first time I played through Skyrim, I got to like level 35 or level 40 on my character just from screwing around doing side quests and hunting animals because for some reason I played Skyrim like one of those hunting simulators. I would go around using the detect life shout and just like go hunting in the woods just because I liked the atmosphere of hunting in Skyrim. But the main reason I never beat it is because I could not beat the Thalmor Embassy. Once that mission just kicked my ass every time I tried to play it, and I just wasn't good enough at Skyrim. I even beat the freaking Dragonborn DLC before and I still never beat Skyrim. And the Dragonborn DLC is much harder than the final than any of the default missions in Skyrim.
I want to say I think I got like maybe 12 missions through the story, and I'm like, you know what? This would be better with mods.
Yep, yeah, and then I've also modded it like crazy. I've added lightsabers. I've added like gem armor.
I used to when I was younger, I used to put on a bunch of like what do they call them? Homes or whatever mods.
Yeah.
Which ones are cool, and I ended up putting one that was the original Resident Evil mansion, and that broke my game so much.
I had one home one that I think it's like this one. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's like called Blackthorn. I want to say that's the mod, but I could be very wrong. It's a mod where you can build your own an entire village. Like you can build like a general store. You can build the big giant mansion you're gonna live in. You can build the blacksmith and all their houses. You basically can build a town from scratch. And I've downloaded it. I've meant to do something with it, but I think I'll do that once I can figure out Skyrim VR, and I might make that like part of role plays, playing through Skyrim VR and building up that town.
I've heard good things about Skyrim VR. I'm not sure if I could ever play it. I feel like Skyrim in VR would be a little difficult to play.
It's very difficult. I've tried it. But with mods it gets much easier, I've heard. Like there's some quality of life ones like where it's easier to grab people. I feel like the thing is, I feel like if I do VR, it would finally make me stop being an archer, and it would either make me be someone who carries around a shield and a sword, maybe a great sword, or maybe I'd just be a magic user. I'd just be a wizard and shoot lightning and stuff out of my hands as more of my style because I'm in VR.
I'd probably be the same. Dual wielding swords or something like that. I feel like games that have you do archery in VR just are not.
That's not
up
good.
to par yet.
Even guns in VR are a bit rough. I mean, it works, but it still doesn't feel right.
Right, at least you have that that stock thing.
Yeah. I will say that what is it called? I think that Half-Life Alyx had really good gunplay, but I mean, Half-Life Alyx is made by Valve, and so they know how to make their games.
I love how they're like, look, we know you want Half-Life 3, but here's Half-Life Alyx instead. A game nobody asked for.
Hey, it was good though. It was good.
It was good, but nobody asked for it.
It even added new lore. I mean, if you played to the end, it was crazy what happened at the very end.
It completely like rewrote the ending of
Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Was it like Half-Life 2 episode 2?
I think it was either episode 2, yeah.
Which is weird. It goes. Oh, you go ahead.
No, you first.
No, you go first because I can't.
No, I insist.
Okay. I was gonna say I think it goes Half-Life 2, Half-Life 2 episode 1, and then Half-Life 2 episode 2, which is so weird.
I think the episode ones are just like to put in bits that were not included in the original. I did a stream of Half-Life 2 a while back, and I love the Half-Life series because it's so nostalgic, but it does not hold up to the test of time.
Probably not, no. But what were you gonna say though?
Oh no, I just said it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that didn't hold up much.
It didn't hold up much, no.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, that's why remakes are always a thing, with certain games. Like, dude, I need to play the Destroy All Humans 2 remake at some point. I was so excited for that to come out, and I haven't touched it because I was gonna stream it, but I'm worried because I don't want to turn off the nostalgic music that plays in that game. Like, there's a song in that game that I know plays during one of the first big missions, but if I turn it off, it's gonna ruin the experience for me But then of course there's the risk of DMCA.
Oh god, no, I feel that so have you played Back 4 Blood yet?
Not yet, no. I've heard some good things about that.
So there's a mission in particular where you're in like a diner and you have to protect this jukebox, right? This jukebox will play random songs, and one of the songs it will play is Black Betty. However, if you turn off copyrighted songs, it plays some really terrible music.
Ah, that sucks.
It's like you have to have Black Betty playing because it makes the mood, but like if you turn it off, it's just like, oh man, I'm just killing zombies.
No, I totally can see that. Yeah, it sucks. I really want to. I wish you could stream games without worrying about DMCA, both on YouTube and Twitch. But it happens and it sucks.
Honestly, like I tell people, this isn't great advice, but like I tell people, if you have like a low view account, like let's say you have like less than 15 people, don't worry about copyright. Um, Mostly you're gonna get muted, and that's it. You won't get like DMCA. But if you're like, say like Nanners or Iron Mouse, and you play copyrighted music, they're gonna strike you.
Big time. Yep.
Mm.
Especially because your haters are gonna report you the moment they see you slip up.
Right. I mean, if you look at YouTube, you play if you're like a small channel and you play music, the worst that happens is they just monetize it for the original owner.
Yep. Yep. I mean, but the algorithm is better at detecting music, I feel like, on YouTube than Twitch.
Oh yeah, much much better.
Now, so someone in stream says, what does that zombie think about House of the Dead series and Silent Hill?
So confession, I've never played a Silent Hill game. Um,
Same with me.
I'm supposed to. I haven't gotten to it yet. Finding a
Gotcha.
good Silent Hill ROM on PC is not easy.
Mm,
Um,
that's fair.
as for the House of the Dead series,
I've never heard of
House of
that
the
series.
you would so House you know what a light rail game is, right?
I don't think so.
So a light rail or a light gun game is you had a controller that was a gun that would shoot a infrared beam of light at your monitor or whatever, and it would register where you hit.
It's basically like it's a game that kind of plays like those arcade shooters.
Yeah, exactly, which is like a home console version of it.
Gotcha.
House of the Dead was one of like the big series for that kind of thing. Um, I remember I played this. I didn't play the first House of the Dead. I played the second, third. I believe the other one was called Overkill or whatever. Did not care for that. Too much swearing in that one. Um,
That's fair.
and then I believe it did a remake recently, which I saw on TikTok, and I plan to play that. Um, House of the Dead was one of the first zombie games I ever played.
Oh,
It is
really?
it is yeah, it's an incredible game series. They made two really bad movies off of it. Really bad movies.
I think that's why the name sounds familiar, but because I think I've heard about House of the Dead, but I thought it was a movie series, not a game series.
It we don't talk about the movie because the movie was absolute crap. Um, so the game series, you play as a secret, or not really a secret agent, but you play as an agent stopping this, I guess, evil scientist. I don't know if it's like evil scientist or evil doctor. I guess it's kind of the same thing. From conducting experiments to bring back the dead and like a bunch of weird evil things. And as it progresses, like the characters change. I think in Overkill, you play as like these just badass cops. Um, but the movie doesn't take any of that. It's literally an island. They have the evil scientist dude still, but there's like a bunch of teens on an island throwing apart like a rave, and then there's zombies.
Gotcha,
It's
gotcha.
so
Also,
so
chat's
bad.
calling you cute for some reason.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Rosie VTuber in chat's calling you cute.
I am a handsome zombie.
Yes, a handsome zombie. Oh, yes. Oh,
This
man.
man with the vest over here. Let me tell you, 10 out of 10, drop dead handsome.
I appreciate you think that. Oh, man. I modeled my model after how I look IRL. So I think
My
it's funny. Oh, go ahead.
no no, go ahead, tell your story.
Well, no, you go ahead. I'm not, trust me, I'm good.
Oh, okay. We keep cutting each other off. It's funny. No, I was gonna say, yeah, no, my first model was very reminiscent of what I actually look like. But a dear friend told me that, hey, you don't like people knowing where you live or what you actually look like, so that might not be a great idea.
True. Yeah, for me, I'm like more, I don't know. I've never been one who likes to pretend to be someone I'm not. I always like being myself, even on the internet, especially that's just how I'm comfy, is being myself. So I wanted my model to look like me. That being said, I do have ideas for if I want to go for a new model in the future. It's just a matter of I need to find someone who can help me sketch up a design and make it look good still. Um, because I have some ideas that could be really neat.
I will DM you a person who helped me with my concept. They do a great job on concept art.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for is concept art. Not a reference sheet or anything expensive like that. Yeah, just a simple concept art that I
Mhm.
can come up with.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll shoot you a DM with their Twitter, and you can get in contact with them. They do really a great job.
awesome. I'll look forward to that then. Definitely. I'll definitely keep that in mind. Balling says Maple in chat. I guess, yep.
We had to
uh,
so like the image I sent you, right? That design was the original concept. If you notice on that design, it has a hood.
yeah,
We
yeah.
had to ditch the hood.
You had to ditch the hood,
I
really?
had to just it just didn't sit right with the model.
Hmm. Like the modeling wasn't working, or did it just not look right?
It just did not look right.
That's fair. I thought in the concept art or whatever that is, it looks cool.
If I go 2D, I'm definitely getting the hood back. But I think it's just because like the hood on the 3D model just did not look right.
I mean, it's kind of like how a lot of people wish Pokemon didn't go 3D because a lot of 3D models look a bit derpy, which I kind of agree with. The only thing that I think is if Pokemon kept cell shading, then it would have been fine.
I never
Like,
noticed they got rid of the cell shading.
yeah, like in the anime, everything is kind of like almost like cell shaded. If you think about it, like it's stylized. But when they took it to 3D, they didn't really stylize it. They just made them 3D, and I don't know. I think that someone showed what Pokemon could look like if it was cell shaded in a picture, but still looking 3D, and I was like, that looks sick. Although the community was very torn in half because half the responses were yes, let's do cell shaded, and the other half was no, I like the way Pokemon's going now, and I'm like, I'm on the side of cell shaded.
I kind of like cell shading. I mean, I think it depends on like the anime as well, because like certain animes it just doesn't look that great in. Like, oh god, I think animes that do the whole like CGI to uh animation thing is just kind of it doesn't fit right
Only
with
some of them pull it off. Only a
yeah,
few.
always what is it, Bofuri, whatever, Bofuri or whatever. I
Oh,
love
that's
it.
the
It
one with the
works.
shield girl. The one with the
Yeah,
shield,
it
right?
works yeah, exactly.
I need to keep
Works
watching it.
perfect with it.
I kind of stopped watching around the time they get their house, the tree house or whatever.
I was watching season 2 last night, while working on some stuff, and I didn't even notice like the switch going on between the CGI like in the fights and then back to normal animation. It was so clean, you just couldn't tell the difference till you actually looked at it.
Gotcha. I mean, one that does something very similar. I mean, it's not the perfect, but there's this one. What's it called? It's this guy that's basically he's an undead paladin. Basically, he gets isekai'd into his character, who is basically his whole backstory for his character was that he is cursed to look like a skeleton, but he's actually a human. And the thing is, because he got isekai'd, it actually gave him the curse. So
Mhm.
he actually looks like a skeleton, and he even tried to and he like is like overpowered, so he tried uncursing himself or like curing him, but he couldn't. He could become human partially for a second, but then it immediately would turn to skeleton again.
I don't know how far the anime gets, but I read the manga for it, and there's a part in the manga where like they find like a healing hot spring, and he goes into it, and it turns him human again. But like I believe after he gets out of the hot spring, he just immediately like passes out because it's just his body can't handle it.
Oh, I don't think they got there yet, or maybe they did. I don't think so though, but they got pretty far. So you know what anime I'm talking about then.
Yeah, I do. I just don't remember the title of it.
The anime is so good, honestly. It was really good. I mean, yeah, there was a lot of CGI, but I personally like the way they handled it. I also think the outro was it was pretty catchy, or at least it was hype. I liked the outro. Also, I mean, maybe that's also because I don't know. I think ninjas are badass, and there's like a ninja fox or cat girl, whatever she is, that I'm like, I like her, and she was the way she pops in during the outro is really cool.
I have a friend who gets mad at me for this. I'll watch an intro and outro for an anime once and only once, and I'll never watch it again.
I'm
It's
that
like,
way for most intros and outros. There's only some exceptions, like for like a great like some of them I have to watch every time. I think that the outro, I think it's for season 1 or season 2 of How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. It's the outro for either season 1 or season 2. It's so catchy. Um, and I love it. So it's one of those that I have to listen to every time. Or the One Punch Man intro.
oh god, the One Punch Man show is really cool.
Yeah, it's so good, and especially after if you, I love the Nate wants to daddle. Nate wants to battle cover he did of it, which he did the English version, and it just sounds so good.
It's a pretty cool dude. We were at a convention and we met up kind of. We passed each other in the back of the convention thing.
Oh
He's a
yeah,
really cool dude. Really very very polite, very respectful.
I feel like he should become a VTuber. I don't know why.
There's a lot of people who do like IRL stuff that just would make perfect YouTubers.
I think he
Like,
would.
let's be honest. Like, if Markiplier, for example, became a VTuber,
Oh
it'd
my,
just be
no,
perfect.
no, okay, not a VTuber, a ToonTuber. You know, like what Scott's
God.
working on. Um,
Yeah.
Oh, and also that would work so well with Lixian if Lixian got a ToonTuber model.
So I think I people don't believe me on this one. I used to know Lixian before he became an editor for Markiplier.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, the world is small, so I mean, I totally can see that. Like,
Lixian was a very very wholesome person.
I mean, I have a friend who apparently who knows Moist Critical, so that's just like, you know, it's like he just mentioned it though. It's like, you know, there's a big difference between knowing somebody and like bragging about knowing them. So, because some people like are like make that their main selling point.
Yeah, I find that like weird. Like, oh yeah, I know this person. Okay, well, what do you do? Yeah, but I know this person. Like, yeah, what do you
It's
do
like, yeah,
though?
but like, here's the thing, yeah. Like, I've had people literally use me to get to some of the bigger people I know. One person succeeded, but two of them heavily failed. Like, I had one person who basically was begging me to introduce them to a person I interviewed way back when I was doing VR chat. But it was like 3 in the morning, and they're like, "Hey, you can just join real quick, invite her, and then invite me, and then leave." And it's just like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that for you. That's not cool.
No, that's mean.
No,
I've
it's
jokingly told friends like, oh yeah, you should totally introduce me to them, and they're like, oh, I'll do it like that. Don't do that. Don't please like don't.
yeah, no. It's like I have some VTuber friends now who have connections to other big VTubers, and I haven't even bothered asking them to introduce me to the bigger people yet. I want because the thing I want to do, I want to grow I want to grow at my own pace, get my own community built up naturally, and then but I also want my get my name out there to have a positive reputation in the VTuber community, before and just in general as a content creator. That way, when I can ask people like bigger content creators, it can be like that they can actually look into me and maybe someone can vouch for me. You know?
Hmm, I feel that. I respect that.
Yeah, I wanna before I do anything or approach any big content creators, I want to make sure that they look at that they would enjoy getting to know me. You know?
Yeah, you want to make sure you have that solid foundation, and like if someone steps on it to see it won't crumble underneath them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. It's like you know, I would love to interview some bigger VTubers that I have connections to now, or at least like, but I'm not gonna bother doing that until I earn my keep, you know, and the
Mhm.
VTubers. You know, I mean, there's some non-VTubers I'd love to interview too, like Smitty, for instance, or Astral Spiff, someone I mentioned earlier. Of course, I'm gonna wait until maybe my name is more well known. I mean, you
You
know.
just gotta keep working at it, you know.
Oh yeah, big time. Are there any big things you're working towards?
Uh, so right now, unfortunately, the reason I'm taking a hiatus is my viewer count has dropped down to one, which isn't bad. It's what we all go through at some point. But it's because I'm really, really bad at using other platforms such as like YouTube and TikTok. So my goal right now is to focus on them to build them up to an acceptable standard, and then go back to streaming
That's fair.
more main time.
That's very
Um,
fair.
I used to have a show I did. I want to say last year I stopped doing it. It it was a kind of a talk show, not an interview show, more of a talk show thing where I would just bring guests on just to talk about whatever. I stopped doing it because it just became a bit of a headache to do. I would invite people and people would drop out last minute, or we just didn't click. So I was like, look, it just the show's done 80 something episodes. Maybe it's just time to just do something else,
Yeah, that's the thing is you do eventually can burn out on whatever you're doing. And yeah, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. There's a lot of people coming in, and again, if I'm not chatting, if I'm not addressing you in voice, it's because I'm trying to not interrupt the interview, But glad to have you all. I much appreciate y'all coming out. And again, anyone watching, by the way, go check out Zombie. I have his links in the description, or at least the majority of his important links. So go ship some support. He's a cool guy.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. What was I gonna ask though? Oh yeah. Well, for one thing, I wanted to talk about this. I think I even mentioned this either earlier in the interview or right before the interview. Your opinions on Twitch versus YouTube, and also want to kind of give my views on it. I think that it's always been the case that if you're going to be a Twitch streamer, you have to grow on other platforms. That's like a no ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing because it's like, unfortunately, Twitch is a popularity platform, like more so than any other platform. It is very much a popularity platform, and if you're not sticking your head out on other avenues, you'll reach a kind of proverbial cap, and you won't go anywhere else until you branch out to those other avenues.
Yeah.
I've known streamer friends who have been doing streaming for multiple years, and all of a sudden they're just kind of stopping at this like point. They're not growing anymore, and they don't understand why. And I'm like, well, do you have a TikTok? Do you have YouTube? Do you have a Twitter? Do you have all these things? And they're like, well, I have a Twitter. Okay, do you post on it actively? No, not really. I post when I go live, and that's it. I go, if you post when you go live, and that's it. Nobody's gonna want to view that. You're not gonna grow. You have to do other things.
Yeah, I mean, like even if people clip your streams, like not that many people look through Twitch clips on their own. Like, it's why it's like, and that's one thing that sucks is I think that I have a great example of Twitch kind of counteracting this. Pyrocynical got banned from Twitch because like they refused to give him partner because most of his audience was coming from YouTube to watch him on Twitch, which makes no sense. Like Twitch was like, hey, you're posting too much on other platforms. That's where all your main audience comes from. So technically, you don't have a Twitch audience. So we're not partnering you. And then I think they actually banned him for it.
That's messed up.
Yeah, it's just like Twitch is a platform you have to use other platforms to grow. You cannot just use Twitch. You can't.
Right.
And it sucks also, TikTok doesn't like VTubers. I don't know if you heard about this. TikTok does not like, it's funny because they love VR chat content creators, but the moment you go VTuber, it's like they start like muting your content, not putting in the algorithm. They just don't like
shadow banning you.
Yeah, they don't like VTubers. They don't. There's no proof of this.
I was shadow banned for a week because I'm a VTuber. I don't remember what caused it. I think I put VTuber in a tag once. I still put VTuber tags, like obviously I'm a VTuber.
Yeah.
But I think the first time I did it, they shadow banned me for like a week, and I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah,
I was getting any views at all.
It sucks. That's why, if there's one thing I will say about YouTube, I think YouTube Shorts is going to overtake TikTok, very much so. If only for the fact that I think they're gonna it sounds like they're gonna pay people way better than how TikTok does. It's like once you are allowed into the YouTube partnership program, any money you like, if you are gonna make money off shorts, it's like a shared pool, like, and all their advertisers will give a bunch of money to YouTube and all that, and then YouTube will divvy that up between the people who are monetized on YouTube. That's what it sounds like they're gonna do.
I honestly agree. I think YouTube eventually will take over TikTok in a way. Um, Mostly
Yeah.
because it's just like you can do more with YouTube. You can put descriptions that are longer on your videos and whatnot. Tags, hashtags, what type of content it is, what
You
language
can put
it was
people's
recorded in.
handles in the title of videos to help shout them out. Like you can do like at like for like a like you can do like at Markiplier. If say you were shouting at like you did a collab with Markiplier. That's just a random example. Just like you upload a YouTube short and you say eating pizza featuring like with at Markiplier, and it will add people if they click the name at Markiplier. It will actually take you to Markiplier's channel. So it's a
I
great
don't
way
know
how to
if
shout people out.
I know you can put the handles in TikTok description, but I don't know if like it'll take you to their accounts.
I wouldn't know that either.
I do know the one thing that I think YouTube would benefit from that TikTok doesn't like putting link. So I know you can put links in YouTube descriptions,
Yep.
and I think it does a little bit of a kind of drawback on like who gets to see your video. If you put a link to any other site like Twitch or Twitter
On
and TikTok,
TikTok.
they will just that video will never get viewed. It just will not.
Wow. Wow.
So like the literal workaround for this is just put your handle in the video.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sucks. Yeah, I don't. I've had a like. I've had a lot of people who watch my shorts. If they do go look in the description and they see the link, I've had a lot of people like, "Hey, your shorts led me here," or something, and or like because people are more likely, I think, to look in the description on a short. Kind of. It depends. It's all varies on who sees the short, which you can never really control.
Mhm.
Which
I
sucks
think I
because. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I think I found I know a lot of VTubers do the MMD stuff. People want to see where that emotion's from, right? Or where that
Mhm.
music's from. I've seen a thing that some VTubers are doing, which I think is actually pretty smart. They'll put that stuff in the description at the bottom. So you have to look through their links first.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
It's kind
sense.
of smart.
That's very smart. I think, personally, in my opinion, I think that YouTube, despite its limitations, doesn't have all the features Twitch has, and it's not as good. I personally do think it's going to be the better place for streamers to grow if they're really small.
It's
Um, Go ahead.
it's kind of 50-50, I think, for me, because I've done YouTube and I've done Twitch both. Um, in terms of creating content, I think Twitch is easier. In terms of the growth, YouTube is much easier.
Yeah,
Like
because the
YouTube's pretty
algorithm's
great.
better.
The algorithm for Twitch, what makes people think the algorithm for Twitch is harder is nobody really knows what it is. That's why it's so hard to figure it out because like nobody knows what it is. But like for YouTube, everybody knows what it is. It just constantly changes. Um, it used to be based on viewer clicks and view count, and now it's viewer retention. And I guarantee you, give it a year or two, and it'll be back to clicks and views.
Mm.
It has like a cycle, but with like Twitch, you'll figure it out, and then like a week later, it's different.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, also, I feel like here's like people will click on videos in the sidebar on YouTube, or maybe you'll pop up in their up next feed if they just have autoplay on. Twitch doesn't have anything like that. The only way you get led to other channels is if you're looking for other channels to watch, new channels, or if you are sent there from a raid.
Right. And I mean, like, how often are you gonna watch? Like, you're finishing watching a stream. How often are you gonna go from that stream to another one?
Not that often.
Right. You literally just watch somebody who streams for like 3-4 hours. You're gonna want to do something else with your life, you know?
Exactly, exactly. It's rough. I personally think though, with the addition of shorts and the community tab, it's like YouTube's kind of combining like some of Twitter and then also with shorts, like being able to make short form content like that and is like basically like free advertisements to your channel. Be like, hey,
Right.
I make this is a highlight that more people will see. The only issue, like I said earlier, you can't control who sees it. you might get shown to the wrong crowd, and the video just doesn't get any views, or you get shown to a crowd who literally despises your that kind of content, and then you just get downvoted like hell.
Hmm.
You
I
know?
remember it used to be where just like they never mattered. Your video still got viewed no matter what.
Yeah.
I think a good
Uh,
thing a lot of people don't do with you mentioned highlights. I think a thing people don't actively do, which they should, is clip their own stuff. Because like, sure you'll chat with clip stuff, but there's things they'll miss. Some funny moments they'll miss.
oh yeah, and the VODs aren't permanent. That's the sad thing about Twitch. VODs aren't permanent, and there's no like you can't. I don't think there's not much chances to make money off VODs once they're VODs. Whereas I think with YouTube, they just become videos. They become
Hmm.
videos automatically after the stream is over, and then they'll put ads on it if you're monetized, and I feel like a lot more people are willing to go check out old YouTube videos. The only issue with that is the clipping system on YouTube sucks, and they need to improve it. And if they did, like all I want them to add, I would love for YouTube to add a clips tab to your main channel and just to look at what people have clipped over the past amount of said time.
Oh, that'd be so helpful too.
Like even if you can't download them, at least you can see what people are clipping, and maybe other people can see what moments people think are worth clipping.
Yeah, I've noticed like with VODs on Twitch, I'll go to my VODs and I'll look at them and it's like maybe 3 views afterwards, and it's like nobody's watching VODs. Nobody wants to sit there and watch a past stream for like 4 or 5 hours. Um, you go to your clips and like, your clips will have most of your views, but it's usually like the first couple that are there because people don't actually want to like sift through the clips. But like,
Yeah.
what I've been doing is I've been taking my clips and posting them up on YouTube and TikTok because it's
Well, it's one
you
of
don't
the
have
best
to edit
ways to
it.
grow. It helps. Yeah, you don't have to edit it very much. I do think like that's one thing I'm tempted to do again is have a clips channel just for clips, but also I like making YouTube shorts. That's why it's like I feel like mainly I want to rely on using YouTube shorts over clips.
There's um there's a site that I use to put my clips in the perfect format for TikTok, and it's just so perfect because the same format for TikTok is the same format they use for shorts.
Yep.
So you can literally take that and put that over to shorts right away. It's the same thing.
I just heavily edit my shorts a bit more, I guess.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. Also, someone in the chat says that they tried going back to something on Twitch after a couple months and they'd be disappointed it was gone. Exactly. I've had streamers, like some streamers, I mean, for a long time I was doing this, I would highlight every stream so it would save as a VOD. It doesn't make it any easier, I feel like. It's, I don't know. I also feel like I could clean up my YouTube channel a bit. Like, I need to delete some old playlists, or maybe I shouldn't even use playlists. But it's like, I think what YouTube should add is like a search that bar on on your videos tab and your live tab and stuff, so people can just like not so they're not typing at the top of YouTube, but they're specifically searching on your channel for a video and just trying to see if they've done it.
You know what the funny thing is? I remember I might be misremembering this, but I remember back in the day, YouTube had a search bar to search things on people's channels.
I don't
Like
know about
early YouTube.
that, but one thing I'm mad they got rid of is that you can no longer sort by oldest to newest on videos anymore.
They did get rid of that. That's kind of dumb.
They got rid of it supposedly to make the app look cleaner.
What is Twitch has something similar now? It's like sort by most watched and whatever, or most watched or something like that, or alphabetical. It
Yeah,
makes
I
no.
don't
What if I want
know.
to watch a friend who doesn't have a lot of viewers? Now I got to scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page.
It sucks. It's like also yeah no they used to sort it by largest viewers to smallest viewers, but now it's like they're just all over the place. It's like a mess. It's like I don't know who's streaming now.
I think the one thing I'm kind of like looking forward to is them redoing that category system.
Are they planning to?
There's talks about them doing it differently.
Hmm.
Um, it'll have like I think it's gonna be like genres like action, adventure, horror, etc., etc. and then you'll click on that, and then it'll have like the games in that, so it's much easier on the eyes.
I'm just know that I'm getting more and more annoyed trying to watch people on Twitch, even if it's like I just am like going in there and it's like, oh, because I saw them on Twitter, so I just want to follow them real quick, but I want to see if they're the kind of person who thank their followers if they're live, and then briefly chat with them. But when I have to sit through freaking 3 minutes or like a minute and a half of ads because they I got to watch three ads back to back, it's like it makes me. I'm so tempted just to click off and not even bother.
I saw this thing that a VTuber friend was talking about that they do with their ads. Like sometimes you have to run ads because ads obviously pay for bills and whatnot, and it's
Yeah.
just part of the ugly nature of the business. They'll play I think a minute and a half of ads at the very beginning of their stream when they're doing the just starting scene, so that you will have an hour and a half of no ads.
Gotcha. I mean, I can see that making sense. I've been part of me is tempted to do some return to Twitch somehow, especially that now that I'm trying to become more invested in the VTuber community, and a lot more VTubers are on Twitch. So I feel like a lot more VTubers have their eyes out for me to see, hey, is Jen streaming so we can raid him?
Here's I don't know if like you've noticed this as well. There's been a boom of VTubers lately again.
Oh, I mean, I have not seen the boom die since 2020.
I the so it's funny you mentioned the boom. Oh, well, I mentioned the boom when you mentioned the boom not dying since 2020. Um, I became a VTuber like a few days before the boom happened.
Oh, really?
Um, I my buddy John, uh, I was in a pretty not kosher spot in life,
Mm-hmm.
and we were trying to think of things to get my mind off of things, and it's oh, just get into streaming as a VTuber. And I was like, I have no idea what a VTuber is. I just don't know. And then he explained it to me and showed me some videos and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, that's be kind of cool. So I made my first model, which looked like me, and I was like, okay, I don't. He's like, you shouldn't use that. It looks too much like you. So I was like, okay, no problem. Well, my original idea was to be a shark VTuber, and then Gura,
Dura was a
uh,
shark VTuber.
Gura debuted, and um, a bunch of people were like, "Oh, I'm gonna be a shark VTuber." I'm like, "Well, I can't do that now.
Yeah,
It's
you
oversaturated.
oversaturated. I mean, now even zombies are probably oversaturated.
It gets
Everything's
better.
oversaturated.
It gets so much better because this gets even funnier." So I was like, "Okay, I can't be a shark because like everybody's coming out of the shark now. Else I won't be able to have like any.
You seriously could pull
I
off
won't
being a
stand out."
shark VTuber probably and stand out now.
Now, yeah, now I've noticed like a lot of the shark VTubers have kind of just like either moved on or redesigned to
Or
different
they're
things.
just generic sharks. I mean, I've still not seen a zombie shark.
I there's two shark. If I was to go shark, there's two shark things I would do. I would either do a zombie shark or a ghost shark because they are kind of adorable. Like they have that kind of creepy adorableness to them.
Yeah.
They're not like spooky creepy. It's more um like this shouldn't be adorable, but it is kind of creepy adorable. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's like that. But the story of me not being a shark has a very hilarious ending. I was like, okay, I can't be a shark. What can I be? And we started talking about like things that like weren't taken, like things that weren't taken yet, or like weren't overly taken. I think one idea was to be a monkey VTuber. One was a Tanuki. Uh, One that I almost did was the mushroom VTuber.
Mushroom.
Um, but then zombie popped up, and I googled like was like let's see, and there wasn't like many. So I was like, yeah, I'll be a zombie VTuber. And I got my first model completed. It was ready to go. And then the same day I finished it, Ollie debuted.
I was gonna say,
And
I had a feeling you were gonna say it.
a bunch of zombie VTubers came out, and I'm like, look, I just spent a ton of money on this model. I'm not. This is what I am.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, no, that's funny. Yeah, no, that's bad timing. Be like, I'm gonna be a zombie VTuber, and then Crazy Ollie frickin' debuts. Oh, man. Uh, my plan kind of is to like the only thing is I don't know how to make it still look classy. That's why I need a concept artist to help me with this. I think I want to go for interviewer, cyborg interviewer slash reporter from the future.
I could see. So I could see like maybe um having a lapel mic, maybe um a vest, maybe like some neon lights on it, something like that.
Yeah.
Um, if you go on Cyberpunk, you gotta have something robotic. So maybe like a robotic eye that might be a camera.
Yeah, I was thinking like there's a whole bunch of concepts. The big thing is I want to do something with the arms being cyborgs, like heavily inspired off Cyborg from Teen Titans,
Hmm. I could see that. Yeah, like
like with
having
the
like
blue.
I'll DM you the person and talk to them. I don't know what they charge anymore, but they do a pretty damn good job.
Alrighty, sounds cool. Because yeah, if I ever go for a redesign, that's the kind of thing I'd want to go for. It'd make me look way more unique, and I actually could come with some lore for my character. I could also make like some lore, like I'm also partially a secret agent.
I like
uh,
that.
I have ideas, and I think it would look very similar to what I have now, just with some more cyborg features, and probably would actually like change some of the color schemes and all that. The big thing I would want to figure out is how do I make the vest and shirt still look good.
I just that would be hard because like I
Mm,
mean I don't think it would be too hard, but it would be hard because you don't see a lot of people in Cyberpunk wearing vests and just
exactly.
regular
How do you
button-down
make a
shirts.
classy looking cyborg? Actually, I'm curious. Has cyborg? I'm gonna actually type this in. Cyborg in a tuxedo. Let's see. In tuxedo. Let me see if this is actually. What the hell am I looking at? This is not what I was trying to look for.
Google for you.
Oh, wait, here we go. Wait. Oh no, no, this is just Cyborg from Teen Titans. Yeah, I'm not seeing some good results that I like at all. So, yeah, this would be very rough to figure out how I would do it. It really would. That's why the concept would be very tough for me, I feel like. Let's see real quick. I don't know. And one thing I've wondered though is if I were to go back to Twitch, what should I do? Like I don't know if it's better for me to keep these interviews on YouTube or if I should move them to Twitch. Because here's the thing about like one of the things I both like and hate about YouTube is I can make a thumbnail for each stream,
Hmm.
which
I
is
mean,
some. Oh, go ahead.
no, that's for VODs only. Never mind. Which kind of sucks.
Maybe it could be something similar to Terminator. Maybe I'll have to look into it. It's one of those concept ideas that's like it'd be rough to figure out, but I'd want to find something I could pull off. Maybe I make it so this it's maybe I mean this would be so this is where I would go into the expensive categories. If my model would like glitch out and it would flip flop between the cyborg look and this look.
Oh, that'd be cool.
It'd be
And then
cool,
like,
but it'd be expensive, I bet.
oh god, yeah, no, definitely. You could do because for me, I'll do my ending soon screen. You could do like an ending soon screen where it's just like you having your like a thumbs up and just like the screen slowly coming down. All I hear is didn't didn't
Oh my
didn't.
god. I get yeah, Terminator. Oh my god. Maybe. Maybe. Oh my god. I have some ideas like that. I don't know. Because like I do feel like here the big thing is this channel is getting closer and closer to getting monetized since I've swapped over here. And I also do I know like I'm making no money right now, but if I did Twitch, I feel like I can make some money finally off content creation. The only issue that I see is I don't know what I want to do on there versus YouTube.
I know there are some people I've seen who have taken what they do on YouTube over to Twitch and just kind of use Twitch as a way to have that stuff already to go for YouTube. And then there's people who will take the same idea and kind of tweak it a little bit for YouTube, or for Twitch, so you get a different experience on Twitch than you would on YouTube. But it's
Nah,
still
I can
kind of
see
the
that.
same thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I've great. I mean, reversing that. I mean, all I could do is I could just edit. I could do the interviews on YouTube. I mean, on Twitch, and then upload them to YouTube edited. But I also don't really like that idea because I like saving the whole interview. Like, I like people, to be able to watch the whole thing. It's tough to come up with ideas like that. This is something I've been struggling with for like weeks now, months, if anything.
I
Because
know
I'm
some people like to see, and I find it fascinating how people like to watch these things. Editing streams where people will edit while live streaming.
Yeah, yeah. I've kind of done that. The only thing that I know, um, people get really sick of hearing the audio scrub if you're editing. So it's like you have to have
Yeah.
the audio turned off. And also, for some of my videos that I edit, it's like I need to make sure there's no info that's shown that I don't really want to.
Hmm.
I don't know.
No, I get it. It makes sense. You got to be safe.
Yeah, like I guess I'm mainly referring to videos I've just recorded using a screen capture or stuff like that. I don't know. I've been going through some serious struggles lately trying to decide because it's like I feel like I'm doing good because on YouTube I feel like I'm growing more, but I also feel like I'm missing out on a lot of the interaction I could have with other VTubers if I was on Twitch. Because I've had VTubers come to my YouTube streams, sure, but I feel like they'd be more likely to show up if I was on Twitch, if that makes sense.
It falls down to the VTuber scene on YouTube is pretty small. I think right now you have most like Niji Sanji and Hollow Live VTubers.
Yeah, Niju
Where they
Sanji, Hololive, Idle En.
mm, it's mostly corporate VTubers that are on YouTube, from what I've
Yeah,
seen.
not so much indie VTubers, and I think that's also one thing is I don't have much backing, so my community is very small, but they've been very supportive. Like the community I've been making on YouTube, like compared to Twitch, I will see the same viewer show up to like every other stream, which I cannot say about Twitch. But that's just because I was struggling on Twitch to maintain. I think here, I don't know. I feel like it's easier to do YouTube without doing schedules than it is on Twitch. Because if you're not doing schedules on Twitch, people don't know when you go live. But on YouTube, I feel like people see it more. Does that make sense?
I can kind of understand where you're coming from. I know with like Twitch, right? Twitch is very much a schedule-based platform. Like if you are not scheduling when you're streaming, nobody's gonna watch it. Uh, and if they do, it's gonna be a very small group of people because they didn't know you were streaming. Um,
Yeah.
whereas like I feel like YouTube Live, you can just go live whenever and people will watch. I do know
Yeah.
for like uploading wise, you need to have an upload schedule. That is something I do know you need to have based on experience. Having a schedule helps out so much with uploading specifically.
Yeah.
Whereas like obviously going live doesn't matter. You can go live whenever you want.
Yeah, I feel like if I'm bad at scheduling too. Also, hold on a second. Okay, nope, just another spam phone call. Man, I've been getting phone calls all day from spam and just numbers I don't know, and I'm the only one home right now, and I'm just like, why? Stop ringing.
Gotta get that Robo Killer thing.
Maybe, yeah. Jesus,
It's like
it's
$1
annoying.
a month. It's so helpful. I'll get
Uh,
spam calls from like halfway across the country, and I'm like, I don't know anybody in this state. You shouldn't be calling me.
yeah, yeah, that's fair. Let's see. Hold on. Ender in chat says Twitch notifications on mobile tend to look like everything else in notifications tab.
They
Yeah,
do.
true. It's like if you see it, like it's why I've disabled Twitch notifications completely on my phone and through email. I'm just like I don't want like if I'm gonna go to Twitch, I'm going there when I have free time. I'm not going there because I see a notification.
I think the major downside, like, I hate talking about it, but the major downside I see to both Twitch and YouTube is our taxes. It's not like,
Taxes.
yeah, it's not like our normal like your normal tax. I think is a 1099, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we're technically considered independent workers, or independent, I guess, business owners in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we have to file a 1049 NISC, and it's a pain. It is such a pain because like you have to make sure you know what your deductibles are. You have to make sure you know what expenses you have for like for example, if you get paid through PayPal, right? PayPal takes a transaction fee cut, right?
Yeah.
That's a business deductible. It's not a regular deductible. You have to mark that as a business deductible or a bank charge. Um, and it's like a lot of people when they get that first paycheck, they spend it all because it's like, oh, it's my first paycheck from like whatever. I'm gonna spend it right away. And then tax season comes, and now you suddenly owe the government $100 or $500, and you don't have it anymore.
Oh, geez, yeah.
I've never owed the government. When I've done my regular taxes, my 1099s, I've never owed the government money. I
Yeah.
did my I did my taxes recently. I owe the government money.
I did last year, but that's also because I didn't know last year, when I submitted my taxes, I had to submit that year and the year before as Twitch taxes. Like, I didn't realize I had to pay taxes on the money I was making off Twitch. And so, when I submitted it, I owed, like, a lot of money. Basically, all the money that I should have earned from that, because how like you're supposed to get like money back every year because of taxes or whatever. Um,
Hmm.
I ended up owing like $8 instead of earning anything back.
So a funny thing about Twitch is or being a streamer that I absolutely hate, because we are independent workers. The cap, like when you do your 1099, right, your regular taxes, there is like a minimum you have to earn for you to absolutely have to file. Like you could file whenever you want, but for you to absolutely have to file, there's a minimum you have to earn, which I think is like $1,200, right?
Yeah.
Uh, you make that $1,200, now you have to file by law. For independent workers, that's now $600.
Really?
If you make over $600, you have to file.
Wow.
It's I last year I made over the threshold by like $20, and I was like, damn it, I didn't want to file.
Oof. Yikes.
Now I gotta file, or rather, I had to file. I already did.
That sucks. That sucks. I mean, one thing I think YouTube pays its creators a 70-30 split still right
Mm,
now.
yeah,
I wouldn't know because I'm not in the YouTube partnership program yet. I'm getting close. My watch time hours, I'm over a quarter of the way there now.
I think I used to love YouTube so much, but YouTube as a business doesn't make sense.
What do you mean? Let
Uh,
me hear your
so
reasoning.
I did YouTube for about 8 years. When I first started YouTube, the big thing they had was obviously the partnership thing, but to become a partner, you had to join an MCN.
MCN.
MCN was a multi-channel network.
Hmm.
Um, then they were like, "Well, you don't have to do that anymore. It doesn't make sense for you to have to do that." I think that lasted for like maybe a month or whatever.
Okay.
MCNs were the biggest scam ever. You did all the work, and they got a cut of your stuff, right?
Wow.
It was just so absolutely dumb. Um, I joined an MCN and I had a 70-30 cut. I got 70, they got 30. At the beginning of YouTube's partnership program, it was always 60-40. You had
Huh.
to fight to get a 70-30. Um, it was so hard to get that 70-30. Um, now they're just kind of like handing out 70-30s left and right. Um, I know a lot of people got really mad when YouTube implemented the new requirements for partner program. Because instead of keeping people that were partnered already as partners, they took it away, and it just wasn't right, wasn't fair. I get why they did it. You know, their business and they were losing money, but at the same time, like they are owned by Google. Google makes a ton of money, so like even the little bit of money they were losing wasn't enough to really hurt the business.
Gotcha. Huh.
Yeah,
Interesting.
YouTube as a business isn't the greatest.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I do think it sucks that Twitch is enforcing ads now, though. That really, because the thing is, everyone keeps saying, we hate the ads. We hate watching ads. You know, and you can't spend all your money paying different creators just so you don't see ads on their streams.
Right.
Which I don't know.
I think a lot of people don't get that. As much as I hate ads, ads are technically what pay YouTubers specifically. Uh,
Yeah.
you don't make money from subscriptions. The money you make from maybe the membership thing is like very minuscule, unless you're doing super chats.
Mm-hmm.
So like ads are very important. So people was like, I always tell people like if you want to keep an ad blocker on, whitelist the channel of the person you like, so that their videos have ads on them, and you can watch them specifically and support them that way. Um, Whereas with like Twitch, like yeah, ads help you, but like you get money from people subscribing to the channel and dropping bits and things like that. So you
Yeah,
don't really
yeah.
necessarily need ads. In
That's
fact,
true.
I wouldn't put ads if you can. I actually don't know if you can like turn off ads completely, but if you could turn off
Not on
ads
Twitch.
completely, I was gonna say because like you could, I would just turn them off completely until
And
like the
especially
large
not gonna be
videos.
anymore. They might end up I mean, you never know. They might enforce affiliates to start running ads. I mean, they're already incentivizing. They offer a lot more bonuses if you run ads.
I've never gotten that incentive for running ad thing. I've never gotten one yet.
Oh, really?
No, I've never seen it yet.
Huh. I mean, yeah, I'm very curious about that. I'm very curious.
My
Uh,
my opinion on that incentive thing is like, yeah, some are really ridiculous. Like, oh, Dream 5 hours of ads for $17 a month. That's ridiculous.
I mean, well, for bigger creators, it's a much larger number. It's like you do 3 minutes of ads every hour or something, and they'll pay you like $150 a month.
Right? Like I'm like 3 minutes of ads every stream, and I make $150 easy. Done. Done it work like
Oh yeah.
right away. I saw one person who for like 2 hours of ads a month would get 2 grand, and they were like, I don't want to do that. Look, 2 grand will pay my bills for the month. Like, I'll do that. 3 hours of ads for the month. Yeah, I'll do that
Yeah,
for an additional 2 grand to pay my bills. Yeah,
that makes
like,
sense.
it might suck at first, but like at least I'm not living on the streets. I'm safe. I have a house. Things are taken care of.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally can see that. I can totally see that. It's I know it's funny. This stream is basically becoming us just talking back and forth about what it like the bonuses and cons to Twitch and YouTube. So let's see. I want to ask you a different question then. Who inspired you to become a content creator, or like, are there any people you look up to or take after?
Um, so originally, that got me originally into content creation. Back in I want to say 2011, I had dropped out of college, and I found this guy on YouTube who was doing kind of easy stuff, but like he was enjoying it. And I was like, man, this guy can do this, and it looks easy, it looks fun. I could do this easily too. So I went out and I bought a cheap camera and a cheap mic. I think my mic at first was a blue snowball. I think I spent like forty
It's a pretty
dollars on
good
it.
starter mic.
It was a great starter mic until like I think I dropped it once and it just stopped working. Um, but I started doing that I did that for about 8 years, and then I stopped. And then I got into streaming, and I didn't have anybody really like to look up to for streaming. It was just more like I wanted to play games for people because I always wanted to be a gaming content creator because I love playing games. It's something I've always done as a kid. Um, and then my buddy John got me into VTubing, and I think the one VTuber that I know I told the story about how ironic it was. The one VTuber that I really look up to is Ollie. I always see Ollie just like giving it 100% and
Oh
having
yeah.
fun with what she does, and it's like to me, it's like if you can't have fun with what you're doing, just you shouldn't do it anymore.
Well, yeah, of course. If you're not having fun making content, like it shouldn't. You should never go into content creation like trying to go in there to get success. You should never do it to make content you're not enjoying. You should always be doing things that you enjoy.
Well,
Like,
I hear a lot of people say like you shouldn't go into content creation for success or to make money. That's like you shouldn't do it for that. And I personally don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to get into it to be successful or to make money. I think what makes it wrong is when you start doing it and it starts to become more of a hassle to do, or you start uh, having to force yourself to do it. That's when it becomes a problem.
yeah,
Because like
yeah,
for me, it's like, and I tell people all the time, if you're not enjoying what you're doing, your audience is gonna pick up on that and not want to watch you anymore.
yeah,
Um, there's been times where I played games on stream and I just absolutely hate them, and I'm like, you guys, I don't want to play this no more. I just don't want to play this. I'll change to something different. Or like, hey, I'm not feeling good today. I'm gonna end stream.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
as long as you're having fun, I think that's all that matters.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And I feel like one of the big things that comes with being a content creator is finding out what you are good at playing that, or not just good at playing, but what you enjoy and what you're good at doing that makes you entertaining. But the number one thing, what makes you unique? What will let
Mhm.
you stand out from the crowd? Especially on Twitch. If you like, you can stand out a lot easier on YouTube using thumbnails, tags, and stuff. On Twitch, your title and what your stream is has to be something super unique.
Yeah, you have I think it's 30 you have I think it's 50 characters, but the first 32 characters are what's seen in in the like thumbnail preview of the first 32 characters, and if those first 32 characters don't grab someone's attention, forget it. You're not gonna be watched.
Yeah, yeah.
I know there's a uh God, I was pronouncing it wrong. Alara, uh she gave me some good advice on uh on things like there's a lot of variety streamers out there, and there's nothing wrong with being a variety streamer, but you need to find that niche that you're that's perfect to fit you. So like, let's say one day you don't want to do variety anymore, you want to just be a regular streamer and have like a niche. Knowing what your niche is super important.
Mm-hmm. It's like how my niche is now interviewing. Like, there's sure there's plenty of VTubers who interview other VTubers, but I'm kind of making it like my main thing, you know? Like I'm
Mhm.
trying to make that my main brand of content. I know it's more like a talk show, kind of like a podcast, but talking to content creators, just sitting back and relax to talk to them is something I think a lot of people can enjoy.
I
You
feel
know,
that. I get that.
it's like everyone can be a gamer. Everyone loves video games, but then not everyone can be a speedrunner.
Right, yeah.
Not everyone can do a challenge run. Not everyone can beat a game while blindfolded. It's like there's there's some niche that you have to fill, and if you don't fill a niche, your chances of growing are going to be 10 or 100 times harder, if not 1,000 times harder. Because it's insane how many people are trying to be content creators in this day and age. It's honestly insane.
Mhm.
Like,
It's a sea, and there's just people you gotta wade through.
yeah, you gotta wade through. And some people are gonna try and drag you down so to lift themselves up. Some people are gonna try and drag you down with them just because they know they're sinking. Some people have a raft and they're gonna pick you up and put you on their raft because they're gonna help you sail the seas to success. But you gotta make sure that you help chip in. You gotta like paddle. You gotta help out. Like
Mhm.
there's so much you gotta do. You cannot go in here and expect to make enemies. You should
Yeah,
not go in. If you go and make enemies start drama, you or the other person or both of you could end up sinking. It's like because other people are gonna want to drag your boat down.
kind of. I don't ever really like. I'll pay attention to what's going on in the community and whatnot, but like, I don't get involved in the fights and whatnot. Mostly because it's not my place to say anything. So whatever happens is happening. It's not my thing to get involved in. I think I got involved with one thing because it had to do with a friend, and I felt like they were just getting kind of taken for a ride, so to speak, and it wasn't right. I wasn't gonna stand there and let them be falsely accused of something they didn't do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
most part, I just don't get involved in anything because I mean, I'll get involved in the fun, good stuff because like I want to help out with things. Like, so somebody's doing like a donathon, I'll get involved in that.
yeah. I wish I had more money to help people out with things like that. It's like, I would love to donate to more people, charities, and all that. I don't make a lot of money, and I kind of need to keep saving up for hopefully moving out or paying bills and stuff because lately my medical bills have been going up for some reason. And it's scaring me.
I've
Uh,
noticed that too. Unfortunately, I don't know what the heck's going on with our medical stuff lately.
It's like I used to only have to pay like $30 for a copay. All of a sudden now it's like, oh, here's $150 and a $300 copay. And it's like, why?
Right? Like my insurance before was like, oh, for your medicine you don't have to pay anything. We'll cover it. And now like, hey, we don't cover any medicine anymore. You got to go through this program instead, and they only cover like partial of it. I'm like, what the heck?
It's
I didn't have to pay anything at all before.
it's ridiculous. I hate it. I hate it.
I'm so
I
jealous
don't
of
know.
VTubers that have like second jobs as well, that do like a main job in the streaming. How do you
Yeah,
sleep? Do you sleep?
I'm one of those basically. I'm doing VTubing and I have a full-time job that I work 4 days out of the week working 8 to 10 hour shifts.
Do you sleep?
Not really. It's why I almost missed work on Saturday. I got lucky. I slept in, but luckily I woke up only to find that my phone had a text message saying I didn't need to come into work that day because there wasn't enough work to be done. So I got really lucky.
I I like doing big events for like October, right? Because like Halloween's one of my favorite holidays.
Because of horror games, I'm assuming.
Well, horror games is one thing, but like for Halloween, you can literally be anything you want. I've always found that really cool. Which, I confession, I get really pissy around Halloween in the VTuber community specifically because nobody takes advantage of it. It's like such a cool holiday, and we have models we can like make look like anything we want, and nobody takes advantage of that. So I get like super aggravated. But I used to work at Spirit Halloween, and October came around last year, and I had like this whole like long month event thing, and like 2 days before October came, I quit my job so I could focus on stream specifically. Um, which in hindsight might not have been the best idea, but like the Spirit sucks.
Yeah.
It's like a good entry level job, but they do not treat their employees right.
Well, I feel like that's not like the job I have now treats us pretty dang well, which is nice. So I finally have a job I like doing. The only issue is I'm always this way. I am someone who I'm only productive or have motivation between the hours of like 8 a.m. until like 6 p.m. Anytime after 6 p.m. or more, even more so after 4, mainly 6, I just am like, I lose all motivation to do anything. And it sucks having a job then that makes me have to work during the hours where I feel can be most productive.
Hmm. I feel that. I mean, I used to. I would go into work at like 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'd get off at like 6, 7 o'clock. And for me, 5 o'clock is usually when I'm most productive. In fact, like most of my streams begin at 5 o'clock because that's when I know that okay, my body's raring to go. I'm ready to be attempt to be entertaining. I'm not tired. I'm awake. But I would get off work and I would start streaming at like 8 o'clock, and it's just like, "Hi guys, I just got off of work. Let's play this game today." And this just sounds so boring.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I totally get that. No, it sucks. It's like it feels very boring. It does at some points. Ugh.
Miles over here tweaking out. I see it on the stream, just losing his stuff here.
Who, mine or yours? Because
My
mine,
model, he just keeps like wiggling around, and I don't know why he is.
my mouth just doesn't. I don't. I've had so many issues with my model's mouth not wanting to open when I'm talking, or it's like I don't know. It's the point where sometimes I literally almost don't even want to stream just because my model just won't open its mouth when I talk.
I
I don't know.
honestly I don't know how like I hate it that I don't know how live 2D models work because I want to get a live 2D model at some point. I feel like
Uh,
live 2D is so much better in a sense
I feel
in
like you
terms of
can.
like customization and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can almost agree with that too.
Just like with
Uh,
3D, we're limited on what we can do. Like you guys get all these cool, awesome like add-ons and like memes you can do, but like with 3D,
mhm.
if I was to take a 2D asset and put out a 3D model, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, yeah.
Like what I really wanted to do was it was I believe it was a I think it was last year Valentine's Day. It was somebody, it was like a hand holding your chin thing, and I tried to put it on my model and it just looks so bad.
Hmm. Gotcha.
The other problem is most assets with hands and feet and whatnot aren't exactly, green.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when I tried making my first VR chat model, it was a nightmare. I had to Frankenstein it together, and then I still screwed it up, so I had to pay someone else to fix it. It's just I'm not skilled enough to make my own model.
It takes practice. The cool thing about Viroid models is you can put them into VR chat.
True, true. I can see
They
that.
just don't have the full. You can't get the full works with them like you would with like a from scratch model for VR chat. They are limited in what they can do, unfortunately.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no, it is. It's very limited. Yeah. Also, has anyone ever mentioned that like you kind of give off Beast Boy vibes from Teen Titans?
Yes, way too many times. I have, in fact, last week somebody commented on a TikTok going, "Are you Beast Boy?" No, no,
Oh
no, I'm
my
not.
god,
I
that's
like Beast
funny.
Boy, but I'm not Beast Boy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my god, the original Teen Titans was so good though.
It was the Teen Titan Go is even my nieces and nephews don't watch it.
It's so bad. It's like
It's terrible.
I just wish to like I wish Cartoon Network would have realized it's nice to stick with the mature. Like why couldn't they just grow up with their audience? Like
I
they're
know,
they're
right?
not supposed to like I know they're supposed to be for kids, but those kids are gonna eventually grow up. I mean, if you're gonna do that, why not have a block of Cartoon Network, like a 2 hour section? You know, like almost like what was it called, the Mizuni block or the like there's a block of shows that came on that were very different, and it was like Teen Titans was in that block. It was Teen Titans, Code Lyoko,
Oh, Toonami.
yeah, well, yeah, it was like, but it was called something. It wasn't the Toonami section. It was called something else. It was called the Miu something section. What was it called? The Cartoon Network Code Lyoko. I'm trying to remember what. I'm gonna pull it up real quick and see. It's in the Miguzi block. That's what it's called, the Miguzi block.
Huh.
There's like this really weird section of Cartoon Network where it would come on every so often, where um, where basically it would run really interesting shows. Like what exactly is it? It's just a block of shows and stuff that would come up. And like if I just read off some of the ones that would come up here, it might make you remember. It used to have this weird animation whenever it would change from Cartoon Network to the Miguzini, whatever you call this thing, block. Um, where it would like you go into like this underwater like little dome area, and there's like a girl with like some monsters, if I remember correctly. Um, yeah, like I mean, I'll send you some pictures and see if this jogs your memory real quick. Um, this is the Miguzine block or whatever, if that looks familiar, or Miguzi, how do you say it? But like whenever it came on, it would be the time that you'd see Code Lyoko, Ben 10, Codename Kids Next Door, Crypto the Super Dog, Mucho Lucha, One Piece, Pokemon, Static Shock, Teen Titans, Totally Spies, Xiaolin
It
Showdown,
sounds familiar.
Zatch Bell, which not a lot of people remember. Not a lot of
It,
people
I,
remember Zatch Bell.
like it sounds familiar, but it's just not ringing a bell. But like, it made me like you mentioned Code Lyoko, and I'm like, did they ever finish Code Lyoko? I don't think they did.
They did, but then they rebooted it with live action, or they tried to continue it, but it was like it was bad. No one liked it, or at least I
I
know
know.
none of the people who used to watch it liked it.
So they. I don't want to hate on the live action One Piece before it has come out, but I saw the preview images they presented of it. What if they make Zoro look like he's got thin legs?
I wouldn't know. I've not seen it yet.
He's got
But
like this like big upper body and just like thin legs.
ew.
I don't think it's intentional. I think it just kind of happened with lighting.
Yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that. Oh man. So I'm curious. So what is your opinion on like do you like I always kind of talk about this on the interviews, but do you think that VTubing kind of changed the content creator scene in the sense that it became much easier to collab with people or like to network? Because I feel like before VTubing, the word collab didn't even really exist in the content creator scene. Not a lot of people would collab with each other.
So, in my opinion, I do think that VTubing has changed the whole content creation scene drastically. It has become much easier to get into content creation. It has become much easier to put yourself out there without worrying about being judged for your looks. I don't think it's changed the collab scene. If anything, I think it's made it worse. In a weird way. Collabing has been around for a while. People just don't talk about it often. The reason I say I think it's made it worse is because I've noticed a lot of VTubers have this kind of mindset of don't ask me for a collab if we've never talked to each other before.
Yeah,
Or,
some of them do have that. Yeah.
yeah, don't reach out to me just for a collab. Like, get to know me first. And my thing is, you say don't DM you for a collab, but if I DM you to get to know you, you won't talk to me. Because I've had it happen before. I've like
Yeah,
messaged
no,
people,
same,
and they're
same.
they're like, hey, talk to me on Discord, and they'll give me the Discord, and I'll add them, and I'll try to talk to them on Discord, and they just ignore me. And it's like, from when I did content creation, if you wanted to do a collab, you got right to the point. Hey, I want to do a collab. This is what it is. This is what I want to do. This is the day I'm looking at doing it. Would you be interested? Yes or no? And if so, here is my info. That's how we used to do it. It was professional. Like, some people are really cool, and I would love to get to know them as friends. But sometimes I just want to work with you because your work ethic, your professionalism.
Yeah.
If we become friends afterwards, that's cool. I personally don't think every collab needs to be a friendship thing.
No, and I mean, like, I don't think, and here's the thing. You're not always going to vibe with someone forever. It's like, I do think people need to realize this is a job. It's not just fun. It's not just, hey, let's make friends. It's, let's network, Like, let's make connections. Like, hey, now you know my name, for instance. It's like, it's like, hey, you sat down and had an interview with me. Now you get to know me better. I mean, sure, maybe we can consider ourselves friends after, but I mean, some VTubers, maybe it's like, I just have now I've left a positive impression, so maybe if I feel like I can do something within the future, I can reach out to them. But it's like, I'm not gonna be able to message every VTuber I interview on here on the regular.
Right.
Like, so it's like, I feel like people gotta understand, content creation isn't just about making friends. It's about making content and connections. It's a job. It's like you're essentially giving someone your business card, basically. Be like, hey, can maybe contact me sometime. Keep me in your mind.
Right. Like every once in a while, some people I've seen on Twitter, I'll reply when they post it, or I'll send them a DM, seeing how they're doing. But like, I think it comes down to people. I don't want to be mean about it, but I think VTubers are very paranoid about the whole like using you to grow thing, and it's like, I get where it comes from, and unfortunately, that is kind of what collabing is. People are using each other to grow, and it's not so much negative. Um, but if you only see it as a negative, that's what it's gonna be. It's kind of like I think it's for anything. Like if you like, for example, spiders, right? You look at a spider, you automatically think, oh, that's a dangerous animal,
Yeah.
and that's all you're ever gonna think about is when you see the animal is, oh, it's a dangerous animal. But like spiders can be very wholesome creatures,
Oh,
and it's just like,
whoops. That's just, I didn't DM you the picture. I posted that in announcements. Whoops. I put that picture of the Miga Z block. Sorry. I just, like, I was looking at Discord. I'm like, wait a sec. I didn't even send this to him. That's my bad.
oh, you're good. I think I don't know. I think collabs are just like it's kind of like in a gray area.
It is. It really is. Collabs are a gray area because, yes, you get to know people. There's a risk of people clout chasing. There's a risk of people not enjoying it. It's like, it's rough. I mean, it's like, it's a learning experience, and it's always going to be different based on who you're talking to, you know?
I think I've seen happen with a lot of communities, and it's kind of like a time-based thing. Like it just happens randomly. Is like there will be a huge boom in collab suddenly, and then for like months after that, nobody will really collab.
Yeah, I mean, a great example is Hazelry, how she had the big Fall Guys events. But, you
I,
know,
did,
after that, we never really did much else, other big
I,
collabs.
I think Halo's on a hiatus right now.
Is she?
I think so.
Hmm. Well, I hope she's doing alright if she is.
I think it's just a temp hiatus, like kind of like what I'm going through. I haven't talked to Hazel in a while because we've both been kind of busy.
That's fair, that's fair. I just know, you know, I really, that's why if I want to do it, I've always wanted to do what Hazel did. I want to be someone who can be like, hey, VTubers, let's have fun, make friends, let's just have a massive collab. Because I've always been a lover of party games, like big or games that you can eventually play like a party game, like GTA 5 custom races, Halo custom games, you know, like playing like jump rope in Halo, or like the big 16, like the big team battle, but with
Mm.
VTubers.
I love God, Halo was one of the first games I ever played FPS wise, aside from Doom. Um, but I used to love playing Grand Theft Auto with friends. We used to get like 12 of us on, and we would join the same motorcycle gang or like the same CEO thing, and we just have like fun just doing missions. Because like we wouldn't be in private lobbies or like that glitch where you would get a public lobby with just you and your friends. Um, but we'd be like in an actual lobby with like other players, and it would be us 12 against the rest of the lobby, and it was so much fun.
It
Like yeah,
is.
you'd get salty players, but it would be so much fun.
Yeah, if you just get a big group, I mean, it's chaos, but it's fun. Having big collabs, playing party games, like whether it's Halo or GTA 5, it's like, it's so much fun. It's a great way to meet people, but also just to see, I don't know, it's just a great moment to shut off the content creator brain and just have fun.
God, yeah, you know what'd be really cool to do?
What?
And I've seen a few VTubers start doing this. So you know what GTA RP is, right?
Yes.
I've seen a few VTubers have gotten into that now and are playing as like their VTuber self, and it's honestly very entertaining. Some play as like new people. Others will let chat decide like what they're gonna do, like or like they'll decide the character, and then like for example, my one friend does it. She got pulled over by a cop the one day, and she was like chatting, do I run, do I kill him, do I like follow the law, etc., etc. And her chat decided that you would get out, tase him, get back in his car, and run.
Of course, of course. I've heard some people though, because they take those RP servers really seriously, that's something that can get you like banned from some of the servers.
Yeah, they get kind of salty for things. It's fail RP. You wouldn't get out of a vehicle to assault a cop. And it's like if I am a criminal, RPing as a criminal, I might run, or if I'm like a hardened criminal and I know that you would do a run on me, then yes, I would absolutely get out of the car, take you down, and flee. That's literally what a criminal would do.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it's like I've thought about doing RP. I've thought about it. Especially like it'd be fun. Like that's why I loved VR chat. VR chat was always a really good place to meet people.
Mhm.
It's basically like it was a lot like VTuber scene, but because the people in there are essentially just like VTubers. And you just chat with them and you can do some really crazy things. Like one of my close friends, Chronic. One sec, I dropped a lid to my water. One of my close friends, Chronic, is so crazy the things he says. Like the first time I ever hung out with him, he because I met him and I randomly friended him from meeting running into another content creator, and he was in the same world. And then next time I join on him, or like because I was just like this guy was funny, let's go. I'm gonna go chat with them. Or I think we just ended up being in the same world again randomly, ran into each other, and then he took me down. He's like, "Hey, everyone here." Everyone like he said some things like everyone here is crazy or like we got a role play to fit in, and he like was like walked up to somebody and said some really cringy crap, and I laughed my butt off at it, and then he took me downstairs like into the sewer, which had a hidden dungeon, and he's like and he's like, oh yeah, now this is all right, and then we actually got locked into what he called like a surprise sex dungeon.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
We didn't do anything in it. It's just like he just joked that that's what we got locked in, and he was like, "We can't leave unless we do something." I'm like, "I'm not doing anything with you." And he's like, "Well, I'm not doing anything with you." And then so I pull out because my model had Thor's hammer, so I acted like I could break down the bars, and then I acted like the bars were too strong. And then he's like, what are the bars made of?" And then he goes, "Actually, wait. Do you think you could charge my cell phone with your lightning?" It's just like the stuff you get up to playing VR chat can be insane. I got held hostage once in Chuck E. Cheese.
I kind of miss doing VR chat. Me and my friends used to do it every Saturday, but like people got busy and it just kind of stopped happening. It's surprising how little the VTuber community uses VR chat.
It is. It is a little shocking that there's so few people that use it.
Because you could
Um,
do a lot with that. You could like throw parties, you could do VR stuff.
I mean, look at
Um,
Fillion. Fillion is a VTuber technically, but technically she's not. All she's literally because the biggest VTuber for the longest time was Rafflegator and Lolathon. They were really,
Mhm.
really big. Now I'm pretty sure Fillion is the biggest VR chat streamer, but people just refer to her as a VTuber. But all she does is react to memes in VR chat with her
yeah,
model,
there
essentially.
there there was a guy named CCVR who used to be a streamer. I don't know if he is. I haven't. I guess kind of just faded off or something. I don't know what happened to him. Uh, he hasn't streamed in a few months. I don't even think he's posted on Twitter in a few months either. He used to do VR stuff, and he went from being VR chat to being a streamer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, his last tweet was like in January.
Oh wow, interesting.
It's been a while since he's done anything. This,
Huh. I mean, it happens. It happens. I think that VR chat sadly has gone to a point where you just can't be a purely VR chat content creator. It's not easy anymore. I think that the content creator scene's always changing, and I think people need to understand that.
yeah, unfortunately, it's like,
I mean, a great example is there's trends that come and go. I mean, there was the You Got a Knuckles meme for VR chat that came and it went. There's Minecraft manhunts for the longest time were really popular. Now they're kind of oversaturated. Minecraft 100 Days oversaturated now. Um, and they just things happen. Like content creation comes goes. Reaction content was big. Try not to laugh. The ice bucket challenge. It's like trends come and go, and you have to be willing to adapt to what people
mhm.
want to watch.
Yeah, trends will. Like, the thing with trends is they always loop back. I mean, there have been things like back in like the '90s they were popular and are popular again now for some odd reason.
Yeah,
And it's like
yeah.
I see it and it's like, man, that was popular when I was a kid.
I
Do I
mean, music
participate
is
in
a
that?
great example of that. Some music isn't popular. I mean, like Rick Roll wasn't popular until it became the Rick Roll, or
Right.
Africa by Toto was a song that no one listened to until it became all of a sudden it became a meme,
Yeah,
and
that's why I
then
can't get to Africa. I heard they bless the rains down there.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. I've heard that they bless the rains.
Yeah, zombies can't go there.
That makes sense. That makes sense that you can't
Yeah,
visit.
you ever
That
find a zombie in Africa? It's not a real zombie.
not a real zombie.
Not a real zombie.
Oh my god. Did you hear? Do you remember that weird thing that was going on where people were like taking bath salts or something, and then like they were becoming essentially zombies?
Yeah, that was. Oh my god. You hear some stupid stuff, and then you hear stuff like that, and you're like, that's really stupid. Don't do that. That will kill you. That will literally kill you.
It will. It will literally kill you.
There was the Florida guy who was supposedly on bath salts when he attacked that one guy. And now there's reports saying he wasn't on bath salts.
Oh
And
my
he
god.
just, they don't know what was happening to him. And it's like, I don't know what's more terrifying. The fact that he might have been on bath salts and did that, or the fact that he just decided to do that.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Wait, let's see. Now I remember a manhwa. I'm assuming you mean like manga or no? Actually, wait. What's manhwa? It's like a different form of manga, isn't it?
So manga's Japanese, manhwa is Korean.
Ah, so manhwa I read where
Yeah.
there were zombies in Africa. Really?
I don't like zombie. Like, there are a few zombie mangas I like, but it's like very few.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
mangas and manhwas don't do zombies very well.
yeah. Not a lot. I thought High School of the Dead was all right.
I kind of like, so High School of the Dead has a very, I don't know if you know the sad story for it. The reason why High School of the Dead will never be finished is because the original artist, I believe it's either the artist or the author, passed away. So out of respect, they will never.
Ah, that
Yeah.
sucks. I mean, I thought that was what was gonna happen with Berserk too, but it sounds like they're continuing Berserk.
Hmm.
I've heard rumors that they're continuing Berserk, even though the author of Berserk passed away.
I have like I think 3 or 4 of the Berserk mangas, and I've not read them.
Oh, it turns out we were both wrong. Manga is Japanese, manhwa is Korean, manhwa is Chinese.
Ah, okay.
So apparently it was a Chinese manga they read.
Huh. Chinese
Yes.
mangas are pretty cool. I love the art style for Chinese manga. It's like, I love Japanese manga, but like Chinese manga art style is really, it's really out there, and I love it.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, no. There's some good stuff out there. I will say it's hard to watch an anime that isn't an English or Japanese dub for me. It's like if it's in Korean or if it's in Chinese, I don't know what it is. It's hard to listen to. It just doesn't feel the same, I guess.
I think it's sort of a familiarity thing. Like, you've heard the Japanese language so long, and you know the English language, so like your ears are used to hearing it, and like, okay, this is natural for me. But like, once you hear a language you're not used to hearing, it sounds weird. Like, I have friends that speak German, and when they speak German to me, my brain doesn't feel comfortable. It's like I don't know how to process it, so my brain's kind of like
Ah,
struggling.
yeah. Let's see. The manhwa he was talking about was actually about magic, but they were desert zombies and they were afraid of blessed water.
Yeah, I mean, you ever throw holy water on a zombie? We burst into flames.
Oh
Not
boy.
fun.
We gotta stay away from Konosuba. Then that anime. Gotta stay away from Aqua. She'll go. What is it that she says? It's turn undead. Turn undead. Which I don't understand. Why is that the spell name? I don't understand that.
Because
Turn undead.
I know this story for this spell. It's not just because like the anime. It's actually like a D&D spell, in a sense. But it basically, when you say turn undead, it kind of refers to flipping them from being undead to just being dead,
Oh,
in a sense. So you're just like
interesting.
turning their state of life is all.
The way it sounds, the spell, it sounds like you're turning someone into an undead. That's why it's always confused me.
I always like, whenever I DM'd with people and they would use a spell like it, I would get so like confused and like, okay, you turn this person into a zombie. Like, I don't know what to tell you. You made your problem worse.
Oh boy, yeah, yeah. That happens. That happens. Oh my god. It's just there. You get some weird moments like that. By the way, so in terms of the big collabs I'm planning, do you think you'd be interested in ever taking part in some of them?
I'd be down for a collab. Yeah, honestly, I haven't done collabs in a while because I've been trying, like I said, to focus on TikTok and YouTube. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
haven't streamed in a while. But yeah, I'd be down for a collab.
Hey, that sounds awesome. Because yeah, like I said, I want to get big events. Lots of people playing Halo, or lots of people racing in GTA 5 playing some of the custom races that can get chaotic. And that way it's just you hear a lot of screaming. What I think would be funny is if you have GTA 5 races, but somehow you had proximity chat. I know that'd be hard, but that'd be so fun.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
I
so
love I love challenges in GTA. Like I see a lot of streamers do challenges. Um, I think one of my favorite things I've seen. This is I don't remember his channel name, but he did this thing where it's like um sort of similar to the manhunt thing with Minecraft, but instead of like them being on on your tail from the beginning, he would get to go hide out. Like I think he had like 10 minutes to go hide out in the city, and there'd be like 4 or 5 pink cars he'd have to destroy while hiding from the other players. And it would be like
hmm,
the players would be like in a separate Discord call or something, and they would try
interesting.
to hunt him. It was like I'll link a video later for you to watch. It's absolutely entertaining.
Sounds kind of familiar. I've seen something done in GTA 5 where one person was trying to get away from other players, and I think he had like some. I can't remember if he had people who were trying to keep him alive, but like he had a 30-minute head start to try and hide from players. But the issue was he'd always get found out by one person, and then it basically just the rest of the thing was just a massive chase for the rest of the video.
I love videos like I am a sucker for challenge videos in terms of games. Especially ones that are like are gonna end weird but are hilarious. Like God, a few weeks ago I watched one where they tried to see who could get to the other side of the GTA map first based on a different vehicle. Like there was obviously a car, I think there was a car, motorcycle, tank, walking, and taxi. The taxi
Gotcha.
never made it. It it,
Really?
it could not figure out the pathway to get to the other side of the map. It just never made it.
Hmm. That's
I think
sad.
I think walking beat the tank.
I've seen
Uh,
something done kind of like that where people were like they had I think this was actually Achievement Hunter did this. They all got in taxis and then they set a waypoint and saw who could actually make it up to the top of Mount Chiliad
oh,
in a
that'd be funny.
taxi. That
I
it
would
was
watch
funny.
that. I
Uh
used to watch Van Ass Gaming.
oh yeah, Vanoss. I still watch them from some time to time.
I remember when they did a bunch of GTA content, and one of their videos was them trying to take off the what are those the oppressors off of the of Mount Juliet, and
Gotcha.
they kept killing the one guy, and he just got so mad,
Hmm.
like just absolutely mad, like not even like joking mad, just like really legitimately mad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I actually want to ask you. So you said you're focusing more on YouTube and TikTok than Twitch right now. Do you know?
Yeah,
So is the reason for that just because you are trying to get a hang of how you want to edit YouTube and TikTok content, or are you waiting until you can figure out how you want to stream that lets you make it easier to get content from streams?
it's more so I've been neglecting both of them, and I know that so like I have over 15 years of content creation experience, and I know like how things should work, and I've been kind of like severely neglecting YouTube and TikTok, and like if I want to make Twitch a full-time career, being a streamer a full-time career, I need to start focusing on other avenues as well, because we talked about how like you can't focus specifically on Twitch to grow. It just isn't gonna happen. It's not
Nope.
possible.
No one should, and if anybody is, they're not taking advantage of what they like. Even if you're one of the lucky few who is growing pretty consistent off Twitch, I highly recommend you make content on YouTube as well. If anything, do YouTube. YouTube
I
Shorts and YouTube itself are a good place to upload content.
I can almost 100% guarantee that anybody that is growing well on Twitch is using some other platform, be it Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, or sorry, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. They are solely not on Twitch. It's not it literally is not physically possible to grow specifically on Twitch.
Yeah,
It won't happen.
that makes sense. That makes sense. And this will be a pretty big change of topic. I'm curious, what kind of food do you like? Like, what's like your, if you had to say like your favorite thing to eat, if you could eat it every day of your life, maybe the top 3 things you'd eat. What are they?
Oh, my top favorite thing, top of the list. I love a good spicy beef curry. If I could have that
Ooh,
every day, I'd be fine.
I love me some yellow
Um,
curry, so I can totally understand that.
my second thing is I love burritos. Um, when I used to go to school, I went to college in Arizona. There was a burrito place across the street from us that had this burrito that was called the Godzilla burrito. It was a 30-ounce burrito that was like really big, and it was like one of those like food challenge things. Like, if you finish this,
Oh, we kind
you'll
of
like
have.
for free.
There's a place near my workplace. I only know of it because where I work now is is very close to where I used to work like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, kind of. Um, it actually would be 3 years. Jesus, it's been that long. But I've started working near this Mexican place again that has like these massive burritos, like they're like as wide as a baseball and as long as like a foot.
Oh, that's big.
They're really big burritos, and you get them custom. And what I like to do is I like to get my burritos, and I have them put the rice and beans on the side, so I basically just make my burrito into a ginormous taco.
I would do, yeah. I
Because
could see
I
that.
don't like beans and rice in I don't know. I'm not a big fan of burritos as much as I'm a massive fan of tacos.
Tacos, for me it depends because like I like tacos, but I don't like soft shell tacos.
I much prefer a
Like,
hard shell taco, but sometimes soft is pretty nice. I will say it's when a soft taco gets soggy when I start getting grossed out.
yeah, even like for burritos, if a burrito gets soggy, it's just like I don't want this no more.
Yep. And that happened to me the other day because I got one of those burritos and it was gross. It started getting soggy at the very end, and it was very hard to get the last of it down.
It's just I can't. I will not. No.
But what else? Because you were gonna say another food. It sounded like. Were you gonna talk more about the burrito you got?
No, it's just that burrito is just what it was. But the last thing. So I'm Hispanic. I love Hispanic food. Um,
It's pretty good. I love Hispanic food too. It's
my
pretty dang good.
I live with my dad and my aunt that lives above us. When she's cooking Hispanic food, it somehow gets into the vents and you could smell it throughout the entire house. Um, the last thing I really like, which I haven't had in a while, um, it's gonna sound like mundane, but I love the way Hispanic people cook their chicken soup.
Mm.
It's much more different than like say a normal chicken soup where like you cut up the chicken, you put it in, and you have like regular chicken broth and maybe some noodles and veggies. You know, it's much different. Like they put a whole like they'll take a whole drumstick and put that in the soup for you.
Oh wow,
It's
really?
just like a whole drumstick.
Wow.
The
Jeez.
seasoning is different. They don't use like thin, like the small little noodles. Like they're very big noodles. It's haven't had that in a while.
Ah, sounds so good. For me, I said it. I've said this on the interviews before, but for me, big one is chicken Alfredo. I
Oh, it's
love
so
me some
good.
chicken Alfredo. I mean, just Alfredo in general. As long as it like, there's a good Alfredo, but when the Alfredo tastes bitter or very cheesy, I hate it. It's like it has to be creamy. It's like when it has too much of a cheese flavor, too much of a mushroom flavor, too much like it needs to have a creamy flavor. Then anything with that Alfredo is so good. Uh,
I remember for my senior prom in high school. I still find this funny.
oh
We're a
boy.
bunch of high school students, right? Sure, we're 18, 19 years old, and we've experienced the world a little bit, and we know what good cuisine is. But like, they got us like chicken fettuccine, uh, chicken cordon bleu, like a bunch of fancy dishes for our prom, and it's like none of us knew what it was. We were all expecting like normal teen food like pizza, punch, things like that. Nope.
And it
We had a
was
bunch of fancy foods.
like, what was everything that was there?
There was there's chicken cordon bleu, chicken fettuccine. There was this pudding cup thing. It had like uh pudding, whipped cream, and then like
Ah,
strawberries
now I'm
on
getting
it.
hungry.
They had like it wasn't alcohol, but it was like seltzer kind of like looking thingies.
Oh.
It was really good. You had your salad, things like that. It was fun. It was a fun prom. Um,
I'm surprised
I
they
ended
had
up
alcohol at your prom.
no, it wasn't alcoholic. It was non-alcoholic.
Ah, I gotcha,
It
gotcha.
just it looked like it, but it
It wasn't.
like you know how like non-alcoholic beer looks like an actual beer.
Yeah, I mean,
Kind of similar thing.
if you're referring to root beer, then yeah. I've never touched any alcoholic drink in my life, and I still plan not to, even though I'm coming up on 24. I'm turning 24 soon, but I don't, I take medication that helps me focus, so I'd rather not do something that will result in the loss of focus.
Right, I get you. So like a non-alcoholic like a you know the Coke bottles, right? A beer bottle obviously looks like that. But for a non-alcoholic bottle, it will literally say non-alcoholic on the label.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And usually it's just like soda.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would make a ton of sense.
Mm,
That'd make a ton of
it was
sense.
fun.
What's your favorite soda?
I used to love orange soda. I was a big fan of orange soda.
Like orange
I
Fanta?
orange Fanta, Sunkiss, stuff like that. Unfortunately, I went and caught the big C. I caught COVID and I lost my sense of taste. And I got it back recently, and in the process of losing it and getting it back, orange soda now tastes absolutely disgusting to me.
Really?
Yeah,
It like changed your taste buds?
it completely. There's certain things I can't eat still. Um, I lost my sense of smell. Garlic.
How long ago was this that you got COVID?
Oh God, I got COVID back in October of last year,
Oh,
so
really?
not too long
Jeez.
ago.
Okay,
It
wait.
was
Oh,
bad.
October of last year. Okay.
Yeah,
So yeah, it hasn't been that long, but
it
still, I
hasn't
mean,
been long.
at the same time, though, it's been a few months now. Jesus.
My sister has not. She got COVID and has not got a sense of smell or taste back yet.
For how
Um,
long?
she had it at the beginning of last year.
Jesus. Really?
She's talked to her doctor, and I don't know what they're doing, but they are working with her to get it back. I think they're doing scent therapy for her.
Weird.
But when I caught it, right, I lost certain things smelled differently to me, like garlic, right, was the absolute worst, like disgustingest smell ever.
Really?
Garlic to me smelled like someone who was burning rubber. It was so bad. I would just no, I couldn't handle it. It was just miserable. I know a friend recently caught COVID, and they're so lucky. They got a small cold, and they're better. I had the chills, the muscle aches, the constant passing out, falling asleep, the trouble breathing, the cough, the loss of taste, loss of smell. I had it all. It sucked.
Ugh. I had COVID sometime last year. I want to say, but maybe in September or November I got it, or was it? I don't remember actually. Maybe it was even earlier in the year. I think I actually had it. No, no, I think I had it back when I had my last job, so probably actually before then. Maybe like in March or April, May of last year? Question mark? Something like that. Um, but I think I lost my sense of taste for 3, 4 days, and then I got it back immediately, and I was just completely fine. I basically ended up having like it basically turned from COVID to just a really bad sinus infection for 4 weeks straight, though.
Did you get the post-COVID cough?
I think I did.
That cough was. I had that cough all the way through October, and mind you, all the way through October, I was doing that streaming event, so I had COVID while streaming with a post-COVID cough afterwards for the entirety of October. It was so miserable.
I do not, doubt that. Sounds like it was not fun.
No. I
Uh,
wouldn't wish cold water my worst enemy.
yeah, no. It's funny that you say orange soda though. I used to love orange soda when I was a kid. I mean, I still drink it from that time to time. It's more like just when it's in front of me or it's in the house. I'm like, sure, I'll drink some orange soda. But I used to get it all the time when I used to get McDonald's, like when it was chicken nuggets or burgers.
Mhm.
And growing up, I after I discovered how good of a combo root beer is with anything you get at fast food, or it's just like root beer became my favorite drink. After I discovered root beer, trying to combine orange soda with McDonald's just makes me want to vomit. It is not a good combo, I feel like.
God, you just I had to Google I had to Google on Google, um, something from McDonald's because you reminded me of it. Do you
Oh, what is
remember when
it?
high C was a thing for McDonald's?
I think maybe it's been a long time.
They got rid of it in 2017.
Really? Like, is
Just
that the
never
orange
told
soda?
anybody. It was kind of like the orange soda, yeah. They just completely got rid of it.
Huh, wow. Interesting. Huh.
I don't remember why they got rid of it.
I mean, isn't that sauce that people love so much called like Szechuan sauce or something?
Yeah, they. I don't get it. It just tastes like soy sauce to me.
Does it?
To me, it specifically tastes like soy sauce. I don't know. Some
Huh.
people say it tastes different, but I messed up sense of taste kind of thing going on. So
Someone said that they remember High C. They used to mix it with Sprite.
High C used to have this thing for Ghostbusters, like it was called like ectoplasm or whatever.
Really?
It was really good.
Huh. Man, like I've never tried Szechuan sauce, so I wouldn't know. My combination, like here's the thing: McDonald's fries, if they're seasoned and are good enough that I don't need sauce. I don't need ketchup or anything. I used to eat them with ketchup, but now it's just like, oh man, these fries are so good by themselves. Like when you have a fry that has like it has that whatever flavoring they put on it, and then it has like the freaking salt. It's like, oh, so good without it. But whenever I have French fries that I just can't eat, like by themselves, it's either I eat them with ketchup, I'll eat with tartar sauce, I'll eat them with honey mustard, or I'll eat them with what's it called? Is it Popeye sauce or what is it? There's a sauce that's really good. There's a place that's really good fry sauce that my brother used to work at. Oh, I don't know if it's Popeyes. It might be, but I don't know. I don't remember. They had chicken sandwiches, so it's probably Popeyes.
Oh, Popeyes. I rem- I remember when Popeyes' chicken sandwich thing came out. Everybody wanted one, or was it Popeyes? I think it was Popeyes. The chicken sandwich came out, and everybody wanted one.
Yeah.
We ended up getting them, and it was just like a chicken sandwich with pickles on it. That's
It's
all
a
it was.
it's a very basic sandwich. Honestly, if I get a chicken sandwich from Popeyes, what I normally do is I would take their fry sauce and I just put that on the the chicken burger or whatever, chicken sandwich. I'd put this fry sauce on it because it tastes so good with the fry sauce mixed on it. Dang, now that's what I'm craving right now is freaking Popeyes. Now that we're talking about it,
I know what you're doing after stream.
I might just DoorDash some. I might. I'm hungry for it.
I'm
I
having
don't.
just ordered a packet of high C though.
I don't remember High C. I don't remember this. Uh,
I'll send you a picture, and you might jog your memory.
Maybe, maybe. Let's see. Let's see.
I feel so old now that I remembered this. That's not the image. Hold on. Copy image. It okay. Paste the image. You gotta love when things don't want to work. Such a tiny image. Hold on, I gotta find a different image. No, it's like God. I feel like when some it's weird because like when you go to a collab, people like talk about their age. I have to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm totally like the oldest person in the collab right now.
Why? Why is it just because? Yeah, I don't remember those.
Most
High
people that
C.
I see in collabs are like early 20s to mid 20s, and I'm over here in my 30s already.
It's funny. I've met quite a few people in their 30s. Like, I'm pretty sure the person I had on last time. Who was that I had on last time? Am I? I think Nilly is also in her 30s. I think. I don't know if she told me that or if I heard that from someone else.
Millie Mod?
No, My Nilly.
Oh,
She's
I
a
heard
ice
Millie. I'm
cream
like,
VTuber.
I like ice cream YouTubers.
Yeah, she's cool.
It,
It's funny. Her whole lore is that she spilled ice cream on a wizard and then he cursed her. And then, but it turned out to be more of a blessing because her life was boring before she became ice cream.
could you imagine being ice cream? Now you can't go outside on summer days.
I know. Yep, exactly. Exactly.
But hey, you never have to pay for AC anymore.
Oh, man.
Or you'll never be cold during winter either.
Same, same. Yeah, you won't be cold during winter. Do you prefer to be hot or cold? Like,
I it's weird because I've lived in very hot states. I've lived in Texas and I lived in Arizona. And the heat never really so I had one incident in Texas where I almost ended up putting myself in the hospital. Um, but honestly, I think I prefer in between like cold, like spring weather is what I prefer. I think.
spring
Um,
weather? Yeah, I can see that. I prefer cold because wearing layers is a lot easier, and then just ditching them as you warm up. Whereas with when it's hot outside, it's all your only options are air conditioning, water, and shade, and it sucks.
right. I always hear this thing. Like for me, I find it weird because I always hear this thing like, oh, if it's cold outside, I can only put on so much clothing. But if it's hot outside, I can take off all my clothing. But it's like, okay, what do you do when you've taken off all your clothing and you're still very hot?
Yep, exactly.
Like, if I put on a bunch of clothing, I can't put any more clothing on, and I'm still cold. I can put on blankets afterwards.
Gotcha. I mean, yeah, no, I can see that. Yeah, no. I prefer having really cold blankets too because I'm a very skinny guy, but I'm one of those rare cases where because normally like okay, I'm not trying to say it's a stereotype or anything, but like I only know this because like a lot of my family are a bit more on the heavy side, like namely my dad and some of my uncles. My mom's skinny like me, but like from what I've noticed, when you are more on the heavier side, I feel like you're normally a lot hotter. But I'm one of the few exceptions where I'm a skinny ass dude, but I give off the heat of a space heater, and I don't know
I don't get
why.
that. Like my sister, I would say my sister and some of the people in my family are a little bit more on the heavy side. My dad, is in the in between. My mom is like really thin. Um, I would say I'm kind of on the in between as well. Um, I've noticed that like if I'm like just doing normal things like just picking stuff up, I get overheated really fast.
Yeah, no, I feel exactly the same. It's like I also have noticed that I can't. I mean, that's not really related to heat, but if I try and lift something really heavy, it gives me a headache very easily if I have to squat down and do it.
I mean, if my head's like tilted down, I have that problem, but I don't think
Yeah, maybe it's
I
because I
have
tilt
that.
my head down when I lift a lot of heavier things. It's probably something I shouldn't be doing when I heavy lift things. Oh my gosh. Oh man. So let's see. So what kind of like in terms of zombies, like were you inspired by a lot of like zombie movies or zombie games?
So, technically yes and no. Um, if it isn't obvious, I am a huge fan of zombies. I love everything to do with zombies. The first zombie film I ever watched, in fact, was the black and white version of Night of the Living Dead. Um, I've seen some really weird zombie films. Some that are just like so weird they're bad, but so bad they're funny, kind of deal. Um,
Yeah.
so like there's technically a plethora of types of zombies, but there's two main types. You have your walkers and your runners. I get asked, am I a runner or am I a walker? I am a runner zombie. I don't walk. Walkers are more so the shambling kind,
Yeah.
and runners are what you would see in like um
The Walking Dead.
kind of like Walking Dead. Think Resident Evil. Think uh Last of Us, things
You
like
know,
that.
I've played a lot of zombie games, but I cannot watch zombie movies for the same reason I don't like watching horror movies. I just, I don't know. I get very uncomfortable, I guess, in a movie like that. It's just like I'm like, I don't feel safe watching horror or zombie movies or anything like that.
Zombie movies they've gotten weird. They're not horror. A lot of zombie movies nowadays aren't horror based anymore. It's more actiony, and it's like it sucks because like you can do a lot with just. I mean, look at Night of the Living Dead. That entire thing was filmed in black and white, and for like the blood, they used chocolate syrup. It was a low budget film that did amazing. Um, then you have films like Resident Evil, which were made to be action-packed films and just did absolutely horrible as a zombie film, or like not Walking Dead, World War Z, written based on a really amazing book that could have been a really cool anthology film series, and just they ruined it.
Yeah, well, I've heard World War Z was the movies were nothing like the books.
They are no like so like if you ever get a chance, there's two books. There's World War Z and Zombie Survival Guide. The Zombie Survival Guide is literally what it is: how to survive a zombie apocalypse. It is amazing. It's an interesting read. And World War Z kind of is from the same author. World War Z is a kind of like anthology book of different stories of people going through the apocalypse. It's there's like a lot of them. There's ones where like I believe one story is of soldiers um, in a camp thing or whatever, detailing the infection and like how it's changing them and whatnot. Uh,
Gotcha.
it's all written by one guy, which makes it really interesting that he's able to like swap these stories up seamlessly and it works. Which is why I was like, yeah, as if they just followed the book, it would have been a really cool anthology series.
But they didn't. Yeah, it's
They did not.
similar. Like I've heard that people. I mean, I thought it was an all right movie, but it definitely fell short in a lot of ways. The movie they made for Aragon. I don't know if you've ever heard or
Remember,
watched that.
it sounds familiar, but I don't. It's not ringing a bell.
It was a book series based on dragon riders.
Hmm.
Like there's Aragon, Brazinger, Eldest, and Inheritance. Those are the four books in the series. I wonder if the author's made a sequel series yet, because that was years ago. I wonder if he's worked on it or if he just has decided he's done with that series. Because he said he was gonna return at some point, or he was thinking about doing it. So I don't know. I'd be interested in that. Um, let's see. I will say though, we have been going for 2.5 hours, so I think that I might call this interview here. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you enjoyed the interview.
I did. I had a good time.
Yeah, I like pulling people on
Did
here and just
not
have
feel
a
like
nice
two
chat.
hours though.
It does not feel like 2 hours.
No, it doesn't. It feels like we've been talking for much longer.
Yeah, it does. I agree. It does. It feels like we've been talking a lot longer. It also, in a way, also feels we're talking a lot shorter. It feels like the time also went by fast at the same time.
Hmm.
I don't know, 2.5 hours, surprising. But yeah, I had fun, and I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed the conversation. And if you want to, please feel free to go check out Zombie's links. Raven's links. Go give them a look.
Oh,
Uh,
thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem, no problem. And yeah, and also I asked this to all my guests. If you think anyone, if you want to point anyone my way, like let them know, hey, this guy does interviews, and I highly suggest sitting down and having a chat with them. Feel free to do so. Point some people my way.
Yeah, definitely. I know some people that might be interested in this.
Awesome, awesome. But yeah, so thank you everyone so much for watching, and hey, hopefully I'll see you next time, which I think tomorrow. I don't know. Do you have any plans for? I mean, you said you weren't planning on streaming anything, right?
No, I'm not.
I gotcha. Any videos you plan on releasing, or?
I have to edit videos, but I should have a video up. I'm trying to get a video up at least every Friday.
That's smart. That's smart.
I do a TikTok, 2 TikToks every Monday and Friday as well.
Gotcha. On my end, I was gonna do a meme reaction stream tomorrow. Like, tomorrow has changed a lot. For Valentine's Day, I was originally going to host a VTuber dating game show, but I had not enough time to plan that, so that's out the window for now. I was also going to do a meme reaction stream tomorrow. However, I think if I can get enough responses, I think it'll be more fun to do a VTuber Smash or Pass stream if I can get enough responses. So, yeah, I might be doing that or the meme reaction. We'll see. But look forward to that, guys, and I will talk to everyone next time. Peace!
Bye, guys.